I often run across people today who for some reason, don't think that they can do the business of real estate. And then I relate to my story. I'm 35 years old. I'm working in a service station. I have no retirement. I have no bank account. My wife is not working. It's just me. I have no previous education. I had to struggle to get through the 12th grade. I have no formal training whatsoever. And yet somehow I came from that to where I am today. And I look at all of the excuses people come up with on why they can't do it. And I often tell my students, there's only one way you can get good at anything. First, you gotta suck. So if you qualify for there, you're in the right position. Suck first, get better every day. Next thing you know, you're the expert. And it really don't make any difference what business you're in, the same thing is going to apply.
Boy, that's true. First, you gotta suck. Okay. Well, good afternoon again, or good morning, depending on where you're at. Last day of the 3-day adventure trying to get you into the World of Dreams Pro and show you how big of a tool it is for you. And Adel, I think we probably should start with what's on the agenda for today.
Yep, I thought today, the last couple of days, we've kind of went over how to find leads, how to follow up, how to get in touch. So how, once you do get a deal, what are some ways to then find a buyer for them, and some of the other lead generating strategies we have from Facebook to Instagram. We can touch on that as well.
So we're going to talk about how to find buyers.
Yes, sir.
Which you're currently doing.
Yep.
He and I were just talking about this. I just came from a company meeting. We got a lot of stuff going on. You should know that, which I'm not ready to disclose right now, or I'll get chewed out. I might even get fired if I'm not careful. And then you're also going to show them how, you put ads on Facebook, right?
Facebook and Instagram.
Paid ads now. He's going to give you the results of, we're going to show them the ads.
I'll show the one we have for the tenant buyer, and I can pull up one that we have for sellers as well. Yeah, video. They're all video based.
Okay. And what else is on the agenda for today? We're going to talk about how to run your own paid ads.
Yeah, paid ads, finding buyers, some strategies, and I think we can touch a little bit on the Go Club a little bit, since I know we just talked about it there a little bit. It's part of the dreams too.
Didn't do it justice the other day, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's no questions for us yet, is there, guys?
Let's see.
All right, guys, remember, put your questions up when you get them, and we're answering them as we go. Also, don't forget, the question has to be on this side, a question that we can actually figure out what the question is, and we don't have to tell you to repost it and make it simpler. We always have problems with that. I want to make sure that I'm clear on what we're trying to answer, and so we don't give you bad advice. All right, well, let's get you going right away.
Okay.
On how what?
I'll start here. So you have a contract, and now I'm looking for a cash buyer to assign it to. So when you get the contract, you're looking to assign it to an end buyer, and
which is someone who wants to buy and rehab it.
Yes, sir.
So you're selling junkers to investors, terms to owner occupants.
Yep.
Make sure you remember, separate those two. I get questions all the time. We talked about Mayo yesterday. Mayo does not apply to the terms business. Okay, we're not buying the house at 50% of its current value in the terms business. That's only if it needs rehab. And in the terms business, we're looking for the terms, not necessarily the price. Now, I want them both. I want equity in a property. In fact, I used an example yesterday of property where there's no equity in that we're going to close on this month.
Yes, sir.
For those of you who weren't here yesterday, boy, you don't know what you missed. All right. Nick, why don't we tell them again how they're going to get the recordings of this thing? You or John or?
Yeah, we're gonna edit these and we'll get them sent out probably within the week. I'd say by this time next week you should have them. So make sure you're on watching live because you don't want to have to wait a week for this information.
So if you're on here today, you're going to automatically get the recordings of this.
Yes, if you are registered for this event. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't previously registered, then you will need to register for the event. It is free. You'll see a link down at the bottom for the description for this video on YouTube or Facebook. And you can click on that. You can register for free for the event, and then that way you'll get the recordings when we send them out next week.
Okay, that's great. And you're going to edit them first?
That is the plan, yes.
Okay, that's an awful lot of work for free recordings to be sent out, isn't it? Okay. All right. Yeah, reason we don't know who you are if you're on YouTube. We got to know who you are to send it out to you. So you'll get it shortly. Won't take them very long to edit this, I don't think. All right, I had another thought. Forgot what it was already. So
All right, we'll move on.
move forward.
All right, so you got the house on the contract and we want to try and find a buyer for it. The first thing I would do, I would come over here to my marketing and I would go to, or sorry, is it?
All right, we're looking for junker buyers now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm sorry. These are going to be
Okay.
cash buyers and junk houses that need probably quite a bit of work on them.
And frankly, this is if you haven't done anything to build your buyers list yet, because once you get your buyers list built on your first and second houses,
Yep.
you're just going to email them and your house is going to be likely gone if you got decent numbers on it.
Yep. So you can go to the lead pipes, not marketing, sorry, lead pipes and post my deal here. So when you post the deal, it'll ask you for your information there. You just go ahead and make sure you have the right contact information, email you want, because they're going to be sending you messages to be email. That's how it is based out of. And then you put the property address here. So if I wanted to use one of the ones that we already have, I won't post it since it's already posted, but you just put that address in there. It'll pop up, it'll populate there, check mark that you're good with it. And then you would just put your asking price, whatever that number would be there. And then you would just hit submit. It's not gonna let me submit because I already have it. And submit. So whenever you come to your dashboard here and someone is going to search in Jacksonville, Florida, so you put in Jackson or whatever city you're going to be in, you're going to see your deal popping up.
Hey, you have an ad out on Tina right now?
Yes, sir. You'll see the first one pop up here.
Okay. Tina Lane is a house paid 194. It's worth about 3.25. Needs maybe 40 grand worth of work
Yeah.
to make it really, really jam up.
Internet's kind of being a little slow today. So give us
We're
some
wholesaling.
here.
What are we
Yeah.
wholesaling it for?
239.9 right
240.
now. 240. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so we're asking 240 and I got 190. I got some closing cost in it. We haven't done any work on it. Yeah, we have
A
done
little
work.
bit. Some rotted wood was there. You
Yeah.
cleaned the roof a little
We
bit.
did that,
Yeah.
so to make it even a little bit more attractive. Oh, anyway, if we get our 240, we'll probably net 40, I guess.
Somewhere around there. Yes, sir.
On a house we
Yeah.
didn't have to rehab and retail.
I don't know what's going on
Beautiful
with the
neighborhood, too.
internet. Let me see if I can.
We bought that house off of.
That one came from a letter, the check offer that we used to send out.
Okay.
So you'll see all the ones in the blue here. So this is ours actually. See the owner, you'll see that my name is there. It's posted right now. But here are the other ones of other people in around your area that are also looking to sell their deal.
Okay, can I I remembered what I forgot.
You okay?
I had stall, I'm gonna forget it again. We're paying a house, we're buying for 240, which is the amount that is owed on the house. It's worth about 250, excellent condition, a couple of years old, single guy, and he wants out. The payment's $1,800 a month. Now, we're buying a house with nothing down. Obviously, he don't deserve anything. He owes almost what it's worth. That's the point. Junkers, we're gonna get way down. Pretty houses, we don't have to get way down to make money. So what am I going to do with this house? I'm buying it for nothing down. It's going to cost me about $3,000 in closing costs, so I won't have nothing in it. And if you don't have that, you can put it on your Visa. If you don't have that, you can borrow from a friend, because as soon as you put 10 buyer in the house, you pay it right back. Borrow the $33,000 and give him $3,500 whenever you put 10 buyer in the house. Anybody take that deal. So we're going to put a tenant buyer in there. Now I'm going to it's worth I'm going to put $259.9 on it as on a price for a lease purchase. We can always get more on a lease purchase than we can get trying to sell it for cash. Always raise the price. I raise the price even on the deals that I've rehabbed. And by the way, don't worry about, well, what if it doesn't appraise? There ain't nobody going to get it appraised. I'm going to put a tenant buyer in there, and I'll probably have that house for years before anybody buys it, or before I die, whichever of those comes first. And then my wife will get it, and you never know, the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel will probably get that before it's over. Her business is video poker, just so you don't know if you never heard me before. I'm getting off track. So, my hope would be to get $20,000 down. We should be able to do that on a $250,000 house. And then, I think the house, what do you think it'll bring? $2,500 a month, maybe?
That would be a lot. I would probably 23 would be 2,300 probably would be fair.
Call it 2,300.
Yeah.
People will always pay more for rent,
Yeah.
at least purchase, than they will for straight rent. So that's $500 a month spread there. Okay, so that's income stream number 2. The first one is the 20 grand minus the 3 I paid to buy it, closing costs. So 17 grand up front there. Now the real profit is going to come in the next few years. Every month the debt's going to go down. Every month we hope the price is going to go up, but frankly, even if it don't go up, it's going to go up sooner or later, and probably sooner, based on the way the economy is going. I'm going to get to depreciate the house based on what I paid for it, which is important to me. If you don't have the formula for depreciation, write this down right now. You take the purchase price, $240. By the way, it don't matter how I buy it. It doesn't matter. I get to depreciate it if I take title to it. So you take $240 and you take off a number for land, because you can't depreciate land. I usually take off 10%. So $240 minus $24,000 for the lot is whatever it is. Anyway, take that amount now and divide it by 27 and a half years. And, you got a calculator. Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. 240 minus, I'll just call it $25,000 for the lot. That makes it easier.
Okay.
That's $215,000 I get to depreciate.
Yep.
All right. 215 divided by 27 and a half years. Every year that goes by,
7,818.
that's $7,818 I don't have to send to the IRS this year just because I bought that free house. Guys, it don't take but a handful of those kind of houses and your taxes are going to go way down. And that's, of course, if you don't let me teach you how to do it and never pay taxes when you sell a piece of real estate anyway. Either way, that's a free gift from the IRS that I got just because I bought it. Now, think about it. The higher price house you buy, the more of that depreciation you get. Okay, in the terms business, I prefer the higher price ones, not the lower price ones, because the higher price you buy, you also get a bigger down payment, a non-refundable deposit. For example, if I'm selling $1 million house, I ain't going to take less than 100 grand down. If they go to the bank, which they can't, or they wouldn't come to me, but if they go to the bank, they need $200,000 down. So, you got a whole country full of people out there that can't go to the bank and qualify, but still want the American dream of home ownership. And I'm offering them that as long as they got enough money down to satisfy me, and as long as I feel like they can handle whatever monthly rent that we agree upon, which is always more than the monthly rent if you're just straight renting a house. Plus, they're responsible for all the repairs after the first 30 days. Part of the agreement, part of my agreement and my system. So I get monthly cash flow for doing what? Collecting rent and making a payment, which I don't do, obviously. It's done for me. And I get 20 grand down or whatever I'm going to get down. I'm actually more interested in buying the house than what I'm going to get down, but he's interested in what we get down because that's how he gets paid. I give him 2% of what we get down, right?
No, a little bit more than that. It's a little.
Okay. And now I get the depreciation, $7 grand I don't give the IRS. I get the debt pay down. I don't know what that is, but it's every month I owe less, and my tenant buyer still owes me the same because they don't get credit for the pay down. They don't get credit with their rent toward the purchase of a house. They get credit for down payment now, all of it, but they get no credit for any of their rent payment. They're paying me rent. I'm paying an underlying mortgage payment to the seller's bank. So even though we're not making a big lot of money on this thing up front, which is of course preferable, I'm still getting the benefit of the long-term ownership of the property. And that's where you get your wealth from. Okay. You just get good cash flow from these deposits and these wholesales and these retail deals that you're selling for cash. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's all short-term gain, don't forget. This deal that I just described to you is long-term gain with a short-term check up front and monthly cash flow. And ask yourself, how many of those $500 a month deals do you need to where you're financially independent and can do whatever you want all day? And if that's quitting your job, quit your job, because you can rely on that money. It comes in every single month. You do the job once, you get paid for years and years and years in the future. And if you were here yesterday, you remember I told you about a house that I've had for 10 years. I got it also free, paid $351,000 by taking over the debt. Got $50,000 just to put them in the house. He moved out in 2 years, and my personal assistant moved in, and she's been in it ever since. But that house, adding in all those things, monthly, the down payment, the depreciation, the appreciation, and all those things, that house has already paid me $650,000 over the 10-year period, and I still own the house. The goose continues to lay the golden eggs. So I am telling you, you only need a handful of those, and you're financially independent, and you got plenty of time left to do whatever you want to do. Now, if you combine that with the fact that all this real estate stuff is on autopilot, and I hope you're picking that up, you know, got to give some serious consideration to this real estate business compared to what else you're doing in your life to make money. He confessed yesterday that he only works 10 hours a week.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And honestly, that's all I worked before he came along. And, you know, nowadays I don't work 30 minutes a week because I delegate everything to him. And basically it's his business. And if you're wondering how he gets paid, should we tell him?
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I cover all of the marketing expense, and I cover all the expensive closing costs and so forth when we actually close on a house. In other words, I was going to say I write the checks, but I don't write checks. Okay, I have this person to do that for me. And he does all the work, and we split the upfront money. We split all the non-refundable deposits, and we split the wholesale deals. And if we rehab, we split the net profit from that. Of course, I get reimbursed for any money that I have in it, and he gets the rest. So he's in a position where he can make a lot of money just flipping a few houses a year. And look, we're not tearing them. We're not killing them. We're not one of these guys out there doing 10 deals a month. We're just not, although it's growing regularly. In fact, he's going to show you today how to put face ads on Facebook cheap, which you must add to your ability to generate leads. We're demonstrating the James system for you here, which is the only thing you need to go do to select your own mailing list and do mail to. But you know, there's many things you can do besides the mail. In fact, we ought to go through a few of those today, just for the heck of it.
What's that? The mail pieces?
Some of the mail pieces. No, the things that we do to generate leads.
Oh, okay, yes, sir. Okay.
Besides using Dream.
Yeah.
That is, if I'll shut up and let us get to it. But I hope you get the point that we're here to demonstrate Dreams to you now. But you need to get the education in order to be able to use Dreams effectively. Again, you got to generate leads and you got to master the closing call. And if you don't do those two, you're not going to make any money in real estate. In fact, if you don't generate leads, everything we're talking about is irrelevant to you. It's just that simple. And that's in any business. I've had 6 restaurants, and I can tell you for a fact, opening it does not mean they will come. Okay, you have to get them to come. And you know, maybe someday I'll teach what we did there for marketing. I don't know. But generating leads and handling a closing call, neither one of which are complicated, neither one of which will take you very long to learn, but you've got to have those two. And you certainly don't want to generate leads if you don't know what to do with the calls when they call you. So I don't want you spending any money until you get my scripts and you spend a little time mastering that. They're short, they're easy, they're easy to follow. And in fact, come see me, and I'm even going to give you the 14 mistakes that you make on the telephone. If you're actually selling anything, I don't care what product or service you're selling, these 14 mistakes are constantly made. And a lot of people in the selling business spend their whole career and don't even realize they're making the mistakes that I will point out to you. He didn't know when he came. He had to learn.
Yep.
Same as anybody else. And look at it. Put him up there. I want, look at him. Does he look all that smart to you? All right, I'm gonna shut up and let you get going.
Well, a couple questions stemmed off of that. On a lease option, who pays the property taxes and insurance?
Property taxes and insurance are always paid by the one that owns the house, and that'd be you. But don't forget, you're collecting enough rent to pay that and then have a monthly spread on top of that. So you're just passing it through to the underlying lender because they have an escrow account where they're collecting the taxes and insurance monthly.
When you are looking for a wholesale property, do you prefer high or low equity, free and clear, upside down? What is the best situation?
You're not going to get much low equity in the junker business, because if the house needs renovation, you've got to get it way down here, at least agree to pay for it way down here, or you're not going to make any money on it and you're never going to be able to wholesale it. Okay. So in the term business, I'm looking for the terms, but I still want some equity in the house. In the ugly house business, it's all about what you're paying for it and agreeing to paying for it in cash. Okay. And don't let that word cash scare you. Okay. You're not going to close on most of them. You're going to wholesale them, assign your contract and get a check in the states that still allow it. And there's 3 or 4 that won't allow you to do that unless you have a license, a real estate license nowadays. But that doesn't mean you can't go out of that state and buy houses. Today with the virtual that we have, you can buy houses anywhere in the country. And your big wholesalers that do 200-300 houses a year, that's what they do. They go into different states and they go all online, buy it online, sell it online. But they don't really, most of them don't really ever close on it. They just assign the contracts. Anyway, I forgot the question now.
Well, yeah, you answered it.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to target probably high equity, free and clear. Those are, but again, whatever list you market to, you're going to get some pretty houses more than likely, and some junker houses.
You can't buy ugly ones without finding pretty ones, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay. And the more targeted you get. Now, for example, I showed you my signs yesterday. Here's just one example of it. Let's say I'm gonna put out signs and I'm looking for ugly houses. Obviously, I'm gonna put the signs in the ugly neighborhoods. Okay, on the streets past the ugly neighborhoods. I'm gonna fish in the pond where I know the fish are, and I'm gonna target it. That's called targeting a market. And if I'm looking for terms deals, I'm going to market in a higher, at medium, maybe a little below medium to anywhere above median price wherever I live. That still ain't going to stop people with ugly houses to call me, because whatever, like let's take Facebook ads, for example. Okay, we can target the general area, but pretty and ugly house owners are going to call you. So you got to learn both parts of the business. The ugly houses are only for quick cash now. There's no more residual income out of them. The pretty houses, cash now, cash monthly, and I just stated the benefits to you for that. You want them both. You want a balanced portfolio of both. But don't think it's because I'm in the terms business, I'm not going to get a big check up front. That's called a non-refundable option deposit. And the higher price property that I'm working on, the bigger that check's going to be, and the bigger that cash flow is going to be, the bigger the appreciation and the depreciation, bigger all that's going to be. And when you learn to buy houses without risk, it should light you up. You're probably going to need a pill to go to sleep when you understand this business completely. We don't take the risk. I don't guarantee debt. I don't walk into banks. I don't ask anybody for a loan on the property except the seller. And if I need money to buy and rehab a house, that's private money. That's not, you don't guarantee that debt either. That's a private lender. That's a human being wants to get a good rate of return on their money, and that's what you're going to give them. So, some people think that I got to have credit and I got to have some money to do real estate. The absolute opposite is true. In fact, I want you to look at real estate as the vehicle that generates cash, not the vehicle that sucks up cash. I don't leave money in real estate. If I put up $3,000 to pay closing costs, I know I'm going to get $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 back within the first month. All right. I don't leave money in real estate. If I'm going to, in my case, come out of pocket to buy and rehab a house, I know as soon as that's done, I'm going to put it on the market and get a whole lot more cash back than I put into it. I don't bury money in real estate. In other words, I don't do what conventional wisdom tells you to do, and that's put up a down payment and go to the bank and borrow money. That is a recipe for bankruptcy. Come to Planet Ron. There's so much to learn.
A lot of questions rolling in here. What on a lease option, what if after a couple years they still haven't bought the house, the tenant buyer defaults on their lease payments, do you evict?
Well, the 2 years is irrelevant. as long as they're making payments, I'm never going to evict. I never even tell them that their option's expired. I just keep on collecting rent, period. Because I want the golden goose to keep on living. I don't want them to move. They're paying rent. And I've got, I've since sold them, but I had at least 2 houses I can think of that I've got 5 or 6 non-refundable deposits on before somebody actually came along and bought it. So whatever they do, when I put them in the house, I will tell you that most of them move, period. Pretty houses, whatever, they move after 2 or 3 years. They just do. Whole list of reasons why. And then when they do, they forfeit their deposit, and they're well aware of that before they move. And they don't bitch and moan and groan and tear up the house on the way out. In fact, they apologize to why they can't buy the house and let you know that they're moving. And just so you know, for you, that's a good thing. And I don't want to sound self-serving here, but when they move, what do you got to do? You got to go out, put it on the market, and collect another big old non-refundable deposit. But I'm not going to do anything to prevent them from buying. In fact, I like it when they buy. I still remember I get another check. And they've actually done what they agreed they were going to do going in, and I'm happy for them. And sometimes I make concessions for people if they actually get their credit for whatever fixed up, and now they go down and say that we're getting approved for a loan. Okay, I'm worried. I'm going to get a check. I'll go find another golden goose. But if they don't buy, honestly, I'd like that too, because now I keep getting all of those goodies I just described to you for as long as they want to stay in the house. And the reality is that if along the way they ever do want to buy, I'm going to give them credit for the down payment, even though their option's expired. As to what I do with the sales price, that depends on how far out and what's happened to the market at that time. And I'm in total control of that. I only put them in there for 2 years to maintain that control after the 2-year period. But I never move anybody out of a house that's not paying. And you asked me, do you move them out when they don't pay the rent? Absolutely, I move them out when they don't pay the rent. But you're going to be shocked to learn that very, very, very few times in my whole career have I ever had anybody that gave me a big gob of money up front and didn't pay the rent. Okay? Remember, they don't get that deposit back if they move, and they don't get it back if they default on their rental agreement. So, unlike tenants, these are tenant buyers. I'll take a whole army of them. I've had my fill of tenants. One time I had 276 tenants. You know that?
You did tell me that before.
About 200 of them were Section 8 HUD tenants. Yeah. See, I used to have dark hair. Okay, that's what gave me the whitehead right there. No more of that crap. I want to deal with people who are money to work with and who have income coming in and who I know are going to take care of the house, because I've got the insurance policy. It's called a non-refundable option deposit. Telling them they call you and apologize for not buying a house. They don't tear it up. And what if they did do a little damage? I'm going to fix it out of the deposit I got from them when they moved in.
This is a good question because it's actually relevant to the one we just did last month. What do you do if they will do term but want paid off in, say, 5 years?
Well, a lot of them do, don't they?
Yeah.
In fact, the one we
do a
just
wrap
bought,
or refi?
the one we just bought, she would not take more than a 5-year balloon. It means it's all due in 5 years. I don't care. I gave it to her. Tried to get her to go 10, but she was a hard ass. By the way, that's the recording that's on YouTube with me in there working with them on the table. I granted her 5 years, but I bought a $525,000 house with nothing down. She owed $335 on it. We owe her $440, or I owe her $440. I don't owe her $440. The land trust that owns the house owes her $440. Okay, but with a clause I've got in my contract, it took me years to create. It says that the amount of principal and interest on the $440 equals the amount of principal and interest on the $335. So I owe her about $100,000 more than she owes the bank, and she's not getting any interest on that $100,000 just because of that one paragraph that I created over the years. And I got a ton of those. You better come see me. Trust me. In fact, you're going to pay for it over and over and over again if you don't. I gave you a shot yesterday to come see me for 4 days. You should consider that your high school. High school, you can't skip that till you can get to college. Got to have the basic training. You're always going to be having a big hole here, wondering why you can't put these pieces together. So anyway, I do a wraparound mortgage on that. We owe her $440. She owes $335. I gave her exactly what she asked for, nothing down. She gave us I don't even know if she knew what the value of that property was. She probably looked it up on the Zestimate or something, which is good. I showed you yesterday, Zestimate is almost always below.
She thought it was 500. That's how we came to the conclusion of the 450, because she thought after the commission and closing costs, normally she would have made 450 anyways.
Perfect, and that's about right.
Yeah, and she was right. So I let her be right.
She was right. She didn't need the cash.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
You're not going to do terms with people that need cash. All right. If they need the cash, they're not going to give you terms. However, she didn't, fortunately. Now let's take the one we got under contract right now. There is no cash to give the seller. Ain't got much equity. Okay. So obviously it's easy to get people to give you the house if you take over their payments and if there's not much equity in the house. And that's why I said yesterday, you should be mailing to a list of low equity homeowners. And you can do the other parameters, anything that's above X price, because they're the ones that are easier to take over, either subject to or do a wraparound mortgage on them because they don't have much equity to give away. She did. She thought she was giving away 60, and she's actually gave away. I mean, I did the comps on that property. What I said it was worth 5.25, right?
Yes, sir.
Guess what it appraised at? Because I had that one appraised, which is something I rarely do, because we really weren't sure of the value, and it appraised exactly at 5.25.
Yep.
You didn't tell that appraiser that's what we wanted?
No, I did not. I didn't meet him out there.
Okay.
I thought it was 510, and he said 525. It came back 523. So yeah, you were right on it. Yeah.
The kid does good.
Yeah. For a wholesale deal, what is the money we put on the assignment? Is it the total for a buyer or pay?
No.
Yeah.
Your assignment agreement, which I have the brand new one. Assignment agreement strictly names the amount of money that you're going to pay to assign them the contract you have with the seller. So whatever that amount is, it goes on that agreement. And then, by the way, guys, do not try to wholesale houses if you don't have a contract on them. It's illegal. You're acting as a realtor without a license. You got to have a contract to buy it for cash. All right. And you got 30 days to close on it usually. That's the 30 days you're going to find your buyer. He's about to show you how to do that in 2 days.
Yep.
Because when you're wholesaling a house and you're leaving plenty of money in it for them, trust me, it's not about finding buyers. It's finding one that suits you, which means that they've got a bunch of money. A bunch of money. Because that's all we need on a wholesale deal. A bunch of money. There ain't no other terms involved.
Yeah.
So now I would take our contract with the seller and our assignment agreement. We send both of those to the buyer. Of course, they're going to want to know what they're getting assigned, and that's the contract. Now they see the price, and that's okay. If I'm making 50 grand doing that, I don't care if they see it. They're only interested in what they're going to make. And if they're more interested in what I'm going to make, then move on. We'll go to the next one down the line. So when you're giving people a business opportunity to make a bunch of money, you don't have to look very far. A lot of people are going to want to write the check.
Yeah, and you can go to the Go Club there and get our assignments. It's on the Go Club with the.
I don't think that new one's on the Go Club yet. Nick, you in there?
I'm pretty sure. I think I found it on there. But
right.
if not, we can get it on there.
If you're a Go Club member, and I sure hope you get to be one. If you're not, at least at the $99 level, go to resources and put in assignment of contract, and it'll bring up. I think you're right. He has loaded the new one down. There is a new one because now many states, several anyway, say that you have to put it in your assignment agreement that you're selling the contract and not the house. Like where these laws come from, I don't know. Right? And then you just disclose. So I got a 2-pager in there. So you send that to your buyer after you agree upon the price and found out that they've actually seen the house. Right? And let's say you're making 20 grand on it, you fill in the blank, and you tell them to send me back how big of a deposit you insist on.
1,000 to 3,000, depending on the purchase price. Somewhere probably 2 to 3 usually is what I said.
At least a couple $1,000. They can cash app it to you or sell it to you or however back to you, and then now you've got a signed assignment agreement. So the rest is just send it to the closing agent and say sick them. They do all the work and tell you when the check is ready, and I don't even do that. They just wire the check to the account. And there's probably no title company out there that hasn't done assignment deals. They clearly understand what that's all about. By the way, while I'm on that subject, please make sure that it's still legal to assign a contract in whatever state you live. Just ask Siri. They'll tell you. I live in where? I live in Alabama. Is it illegal? Is it legal to assign a contract on a house in Alabama? And they'll come right up with that information. I swear they will.
All right. I guess Adam was not here yesterday. Will you be offering a separate class on lease option in the near future?
That's called the Quick Start Real Estate School.
Yep. That'll be February.
That's my favorite exit strategy. You got to know that. But in the school, we teach terms and junkers, wholesaling, rehabbing, and terms, and selling, and raising private money, and keeping the predators off your back to protect your assets. All that's covered in this thing. It's an intense 4 days.
Yeah. On a lease option, when is the purchase price set? When you enter into a deal or when they exercise the option to buy?
The purchase price is set the day they sign the lease option agreement. I set the price. I do not set the payment or the down payment. Better write that one down. I never publish the payment or the down payment, okay? I let the buyers tell me what they're willing to pay. What's the most you can put down? Wow. Is that the best you can do? Yeah. And we work them, find out how much they can put down. And by the way, we know that information even before we get the lead, because Pat Live is going to ask them that question. All right. You're going to have that answer when you get the lead from Pat Live. That's the 24-hour answering service. And then what's the most you can pay per month? So they tell me what they can pay down and what they can pay per month. And frankly, the cream will rise to the top very quick. And we don't even call them back unless they got money to work with. And there's some reason to even let them in the house. Lockbox on the house. We don't go show houses. All right. Even he picked that one up pretty quick. We don't go show houses. We screen them up front a little bit. And then if we like what we hear, we give them the lockbox code to the house, and then they call us back as soon as they've been to the house. And if not, we call them back. Okay. It's called a system, folks. It's called a system. You sell houses without leaving your desk. And even when we put tenant buyers in them, it's all done virtually. In our world, there's no more case where I go down and sit in the room and look across the table to the other party. We don't do that anymore. All done virtually.
When your tenant buyer moves out, do you inspect and clean the house before trying to resell it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to spend a little bit of money on it. Maybe clean the carpet if there's carpet in there. I don't know. Fix whatever needs broke, but it's minor stuff. Okay. And yes, you should do that to get maximum value and maximum deposit and down payment out of it from your tenant buyer. That's why you should not be spending all the money you get. That's a big mistake. Investors that want to hold houses forget that sooner or later that house is going to want some of that money back. So you should be putting some money in escrow every time you get a big check. Build that escrow account up to where you don't worry about it if you have to, I don't know, whatever you have to do when they move out and you have to replace them. And then the major things, for example, the longer you own a house, better the chance sooner or later it's going to need a roof or it's going to need an AC. Okay, you're going to have to make the business decision. Do I want to go ahead and do this before I put it on the market? Or do I want to just lease option it as a work for equity, which is another whole program on Planet Ron? I put a tenant buyer in there as is, and they do the work with their money and labor in exchange for a discount on price. Okay, I prefer to go for the top retail market, and that means I got to fix whatever's broke in between tenant buyers. But I don't have to fix it to the point that I'd fix it as if I'm looking for that qualified buyer that's picky. Maybe the paint, maybe the walls probably need painted, but they're not atrocious. Well, I just tell the tenant buyer, you'll need to do some work on this thing. And if it's very much work, I will give them a discount off of the artificially inseminated price. Remember, I raise the price every time I lease option a house. I'm just giving them some of that.
Yeah. What about the eviction process in California? Will it be hard to evict a lease option tenant?
You're going to have to talk to a California attorney about that. I don't know, but remember this. They're putting up multi-thousands of dollars going into the house. You're closing with an attorney that clearly explains to them they're going to lose their deposit if they don't buy. Of course, it's credited toward their purchase price, credited toward their down payment if they do buy. So yeah, if you're in California, you should know how long it would take to evict. But if you get enough up front, you ain't going to worry about evicting.
All right. Tenant buyers expire. 2 years is up. Do you switch the agreement or you just leave the same?
I don't do a darn thing.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even call them and say your option's up. I ignore it. They just keep on sending the rent.
Okay.
So they decide to move. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if they haven't bought in 2 years, there's 95% chance they ain't never going to buy. But doesn't mean I need to move them.
And the tenant buyer, is it the same kind of, from a legal standpoint, same thing as like tenants, just regular renters, like kind of the same laws as far as eviction and things like that?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And I got a lease option agreement. It clearly states that they forfeit their deposit, and the attorney's going to explain it to them again. But now if I'm going to let them do some work and do a work for equity thing, then I got another agreement called sweat equity. And clearly it says that I'm giving them a discounted price in exchange for them doing the work. That takes it out of civil court, landlord-tenant court, takes it out of landlord-tenant court and puts it over in civil court. So, I mean, you're worried about people not paying. Just remember, the old guy says, you get enough money down and you won't worry about them not paying. And that's another reason why you should put some money in escrow when you get those big checks. Maybe you have to pay for eviction costs. Maybe you have to make a payment for 2 or 3 months while going through that process, depending on where you live. All right. Just ask yourself, how can I lose? What can I do now to fix it? I can take some of the money and set it aside, assuming I'm going to have a problem. And then you'll find very seldom do you have a problem with people that give you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 down. They're a totally different breed than tenants. How did I get into seminar mode?
A lot of questions.
All right.
What is your view on modular homes?
Depends on how you describe a modular home. Because to some people, it's just a home that is built with prefab walls and so forth. That's fine. In fact, that's better built than board by board. If you talk about a mobile home now, that's a totally different business. And I've had a few. I particularly don't like them. We call them wobbly boxes. You know, there's a lot of maintenance involved in those things. But I do like mobile home parks, okay, where I'm collecting the rent on the lot. I just don't care for the mobile homes themselves, which I'm responsible for fixing. Besides, why do I want to deal with the small money when I can deal with the big money with houses, make a lot more with houses than you're ever going to make with any mobile home?
Tony Stewart's asking, he says, Happy New Year. How do we get the new assignment agreement? And Nick is back. We were asking, do you know if that new one is uploaded on the Gold Club yet?
Assignment agreement?
Yeah.
The one that you just updated in the script guide?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that was.
Okay.
Let me take a look here.
Okay. We'll get back to you on that one, Tony. Let's see.
Remember, the minute you sign up the $99, you're in the Gold Club. And I didn't have a chance to explain to you what all goodies. I mean, just trust me, that's a bargain right there. $99 to get the Gold Club. What's on that website?
On the acquisition side, do you lease option from the seller, or do you always get the deed and only lease option on the dispo side?
If I get the deed, that means I'm not lease optioning it. I'm buying it. All right. I do lease options very, very rarely. Very rarely. All right. I want the deed because I got total control at that point, and I get depreciation, which I don't get when I lease option it from the seller. Now, what about the buyer side?
Do you always get the deed? Or he's asking, do you always, when you buy it, do we always get the deed, or do you just do the lease option on the dispo side? So
on the dispo side, I always do a lease option.
Yeah.
That means I'm selling it.
Yeah. Who pays the property tax and insurance on lease option?
That already. Whoever owns the property.
Okay, gotcha.
In this case, if I'm buying it from the owner with a wraparound mortgage, or I'm buying it subject to, I'm going to pay the taxes and insurance. But don't forget, okay, I'm collecting them. It's called rent. Okay, tenants don't pay taxes and insurance, but they pay enough rent to cover my payment underneath, which includes the taxes and insurance. I'm just passing it on along. Is all I'm doing. If there's an escrow involved, and there usually is.
Valerie not too happy with the new wholesale laws in her state, and you can face fines and penalties. Mm-hmm. Is Florida facing anything similar to that?
No, not in Florida. Yeah. All right, I can tell you, Pennsylvania's got a law, Illinois' got a law, Oklahoma's got a law. Did I miss one? You need a license.
South Carolina, I think.
That hasn't been proven to me.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's a guy on here. I hope if you're watching, he sent me I emailed the other day, and he sent me a copy of the Pennsylvania law, and I can't find that email. So if you get this message, contact me, because I read that Pennsylvania law. And, to me, you're either going to need in fact, that whole law is irrelevant if you have a real estate license. That's the point of it, because it tells you all the stuff you got to have a license to do, and one of those is wholesale properties. All right. Actually, that's not true. first thing you got to do is just figure out what wholesale means. Okay, the laws are to prevent you from assigning a contract. Nobody can prevent you from buying a house and selling it the same day. So you're either going to have to do double closings on that, or you're going to have to move outside of Pennsylvania, and the law doesn't apply. And then I had an idea that you might want to check out with your attorney. What if I lease optioned the property from the seller with a short term on it, like 3 months, 6 months? Okay, if I lease option the property, I've taken control of the property. I'm not assigning a contract. I'm lease optioning it from the seller, but I'm still selling it cash to a buyer. We do it all simultaneous closing. You might want to check that with your attorney, because I don't see a reason in the world why that won't work. And then you can, like I said, you can always do a double close, but that means that you're probably going to have to come up with the money to buy it. And then there's transactional funding, if you know what that is. There's companies out there that'll send the closing agent the money to buy it, but it'll never leave the closing agent's hands. But it might be in a state where they have to have the money from the seller before they can sell it to another buyer. They can't use the buyer's money to pay for the deal. If you are one of those states, you use transactional funding. So the title company does have the money before they take the money from the buyer. And if you don't understand what I just said, don't worry about it.
All right, last question here. Kevin has a release purchase condo here in Jacksonville. I wanted to know if you had a recommendation for an attorney.
I am very reluctant to give recommendations for attorneys and or contractors, and so are most investors, because you never know what's going to happen, and I don't want to be blamed if they get screwed by the attorney that I referred them to, or miss some stuff. I can tell you this: no matter who you use, if you've been to my quick start school, you better be sending me the documents before you sign on them, because I'm telling you, I'm going to catch mistakes that they make, and it's free. It's part of it if you get to the quick start school. But I'm not going to recommend an attorney. In fact, we're using an attorney right now. We've only used once before, so I wouldn't recommend them anyway.
Yeah.
Right now, until he proves himself.
Yeah. Yep. It's really a trial and error thing sometimes,
Yeah.
especially if you're looking for someone new. So those are all the questions. Great questions.
So I actually teach something.
So we can get back on track here on Dreams. All right. So if you got that wholesale deal, go ahead and post it there. It'll pop up for anybody who searches your area. Like I'm showing, it's all these blue or other people's deals they're trying to find cash buyers for. Now you did that. So, hey, I want to get a list of everyone who's bought a house in the zip code where my house is, or the area, maybe a couple zip codes around where my house is. Or if you want to do the whole city, you can do that too. I would probably start with the zip code.
Everyone who's bought a house
for cash.
In other words, they didn't get a loan.
Correct.
Which doesn't mean necessarily he's renovated.
But we could cap it at a year. So you've bought it within the last year. You're still going to have some probably owner occupants who maybe bought their house for cash, but it's still a way to. The bulk of that list, I think, would be investors who would buy a house for cash in the last year. So I would put in the zip code that we were kind of looking for.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just use that Middleburg house there. That's the zip code. I can go to my list here, select my cash buyers in that area, go to my filters, and I can go years of ownership, which should be kind of right here in the middle, and just say I want to do a max of 1 year that they own the property. All right. And that would garner me 63 results. So there's 63 properties here that have been bought for cash in the same zip code where your house is looking to buy. So then you could take this list, skip trace it, and have the VA call through, basically saying, hey, I saw that you've recently purchased a house in this area. We have another one we're looking to sell. Would you be open to getting the details on it?
Yeah. Okay. But I think, you skip trace them to find what, their phone number?
The phone numbers, yes, sir.
Okay. That's the easiest thing to do, is just get on the phone or get somebody on the phone and ask them if they're interested in selling. That's all I got to ask them. And then, what are you asking? Well, then a few more, how many bedrooms, bath, square footage? You can even actually, I know that on the seller side, we work with only individuals, but maybe on this one, you want to try to select all of the businesses, right? Those are probably going to be the investor bought houses and LLCs or whatever. So then you can even narrow that down even further. So now we're only getting owner is this LLC or trust. Okay, we can do the trust. Of my students in there.
Yeah,
absolutely. I can promise you, I got them all over the country.
Yep.
Thousands of them.
So we can do business and we can do trust.
Yeah.
There.
All right.
That garnered us 26 different buyers there that are LLCs that are more than likely going to be investors.
I'd use the 63 and just send them a postcard first.
Okay.
Something simple. I'm interested in buying houses that need renovation, and whatever you want to put on it, and make it look like a handwritten postcard. That's all you need.
Yep.
Actually, you could send them the same one that's already in our system here. I remember the handwritten postcard on the yellow cardboard postcard.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yep.
That's all you need. And in this case, you certainly want to put a way to get a hold of you by DM or email or text, because these investors are probably a little reluctant to call you. Just make it easy for them to respond.
Yep. So that's how I would find a cash buyer in that from Dreams here. Either put it on that Facebook or put it on put it on the post there, or go search for cash buyers and send them letters and call. And you can do that for the zip code or the particular city. And really, you could have a VA, if you were doing this at a high level, you could have a VA kind of on a daily basis, kind of outreach to these buyers to build your buyers list for you, right? You could.
Well, I'm not in love with that idea.
Yeah.
So our buyers list is built with people who have a reason to get on our list. All right. By the way, this is a different buyers list for these investors as it is for owner occupants on a lease purchase.
Yeah.
Okay. On this one, if they respond and tell us they got a junker, of course they're on our list. But I don't want them on my list just to get their email address. I hear investors say, "Oh, I got 2,000 people on my buyers list." No, you don't. You got 2,000 worthless emails is all you got. Our buyers list has multiple columns. Wholesaling, where are you looking? How fast can you close? What's the most you can put down or pay to buy a house? And I don't know.
What tenant buyer, like your credit?
No, not tenant buyer.
Just the
wholesale buyers.
Okay.
I don't need much information from them.
Yeah.
Now, most of them will go on my buyers list. But when I'm doing with tenant buyers, most of them will not go on my buyers list.
Correct.
If they're calling you on a $400,000 house and they can put up as much as $1,000, you ain't earned your way onto my list yet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a quality buyers list. And by the way, this thing is the most valuable asset you got. And it won't take you long to build it. In other words, we're going out to the public to build the list. But after we build the list, we shouldn't have to go back to the public.
Yep.
Of course, you're going to constantly build it with whatever comes in, but you can grow that list in a hurry. In fact, you just told me you got an ad out for the house we're looking for a lease option tenant on.
Yes, sir.
And you got how many calls this year so far?
This month. This year, you're right. 20, I think we had 24, 25 so far.
In less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, I can pull it. I had
Well,
it up there.
10 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So it don't take long to build that list.
Not at all. Yeah, we had 45.
45
This
calls
month, yeah,
in 10 days.
Yeah.
On a lease option house that's priced at 5.25, right? 5.99.
530. Yeah.
Of course, the lower the price of the house, the more calls you're going to get.
Mhm.
Now, look at the automation here. Calls go to Pat Live. Pat Live takes the information, how much you can put down, how much you can pay per month, and then, of course, what house you're calling about, sends it to him. But he don't call all of them back. He calls more of them back than I would, because it is true. Whatever they tell you they got in the way of money, they got more, most likely.
Yep.
And you won't know you get them on the phone, but you got to use your own common sense about that. Now, somebody calls and says they got $25,000 put down. They're going to get immediate attention.
Yep.
Because they have money that's in the wrong bank account. There needs to be a switch here pretty soon.
Yeah.
And that's a good point. When you get people that's got some good chunks down, now you want to go target the area where they want to live. So we found the buyer, then found the house. Instead of always looking for a buyer for a house, we're looking for a house for a buyer.
And I haven't found one for that one in Middleburg yet, but I'm pretty sure I have a 5 or 6 that couldn't qualify for the one that we're having a contract now. So I think we probably end up finding a buyer for that one very, very quickly afterwards.
We should tell them that Middleburg is a redneck area.
Yeah.
In fact, it used to be all Hilligans, which I have no problem with. I'm one of them. And so it's not exactly not to mention, it's probably 25 miles from downtown Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Even though it's a developed area, it's not, I don't know, there's a bunch of new houses there, but it's not a Class B area. Actually, it is a Class B by now, but it used to be a Class C minus.
Yeah, it's still growing. And
Full
a lot
of
of people,
mobile
it's kind of
homes.
far out there.
Yeah.
We live in Duval, so. Yeah, so that's how we'll do it here. I do want to touch base. I know we have a few questions involving the Gold Club. I can't have enough time to go into all that today,
Oh, wait a minute.
but
I want to know how I'm going to find buyers for my lease
oh,
option
I'm sorry.
houses.
Yes. Okay. So what I've been doing here, and I can't take you, I don't have enough time to go through the whole Facebook thing, but you can see here, I got 2 different ads running for our Facebook tenant buyer. $5 a day per of these, so $10 total per day, and generated so far this month 45. All time or over 150. And I do that. So
All
basically,
time is how far back? We only own this house.
3 months, maybe, but less than 3 months.
I don't think we've owned it 3 months.
Let me see maximum.
Actually,
here.
January 1st was the start of the 3rd month.
December 9th looks like that's when I started. Yeah, 226 people since the last month have clicked that survey and put their information on for me.
So they went to the website.
They click the ad. So my ad pops up on their feed.
That's right.
And then they click it, and then it takes them to a small survey that says the first page is name, email, phone number. So at least I capture that before they hit next, because most people will not finish the survey.
Right.
So I do want to capture that. When they hit next, it's going to go into the questions. Basically, Pat Live ask them, "How's your credit? What's the most you can put down?" And majority of people do not fill out that. If they get to that survey, I get that information. Then it gives them another page to set up a call with me to discuss their.
And then you call them.
And then I call them.
Now, wait a minute. You don't ask them, how's your credit, do you?
No, is it good, fair, ugly, or is it?
Good,
Yeah.
good, fair, or ugly?
Oh, yes. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's better than how's your credit. Okay, I want them to know that we accept ugly, and there ought to be an explanation right under that one. Credit is not my main criteria.
Okay.
You don't have to have good credit to lease purchase this home.
Okay.
That's
I can have
very
that.
important.
It is.
Because that's
yeah.
who's calling us. That's why they're calling us, because we got lease option, lease purchase right now. And it says no banks and no bank
Yep,
qualifying.
yep.
And
That's all part of the ad. Yeah.
all part of the ad. Now, of course, they want to see the ad.
Yeah. I said.
Finish this, then they want to see it.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's pretty much. I just want to show the numbers there of how cheaply you can find tenant buyers. You can see that I'm spending $3.67 dollars per lead on the picture. So I have one for pictures only and one for video. I just wanted to see which one would perform better. You can see the video produced 116 and the pictures did 96. So video is a little bit better, but not drastically better. So altogether, spending about $3.42 per lead to find tenant buyers. And again, keep in mind, some of these are
That's cheap.
tire kickers, and they're not ever going to qualify for any home, but you don't have the money for it. But again, just about getting enough people, talking to enough people, and you'll hopefully find one of them.
Yeah, and I would just guess here that I don't know how many actually leads it would take for you to sell the house, because that depends on the price of the house. And I will tell you, the higher price the house, the less people you're going to have to talk to, because the more money they have. People aren't looking for a $500,000 house that you want to put $1,000 down on. I guess some of them will always call you and ask you if you will rent the house.
Yeah.
So the more dollars you waller in, the more stick to you. Now, when you're down here trying to sell a $250,000 house to a tenant buyer, you're going to get a lot more people that don't have any money than you will on the higher price ones. People looking for $1 million house, if they don't have any money, they probably ain't going to call you. I mean, everybody knows you need good sized money down payment to buy $1 million house. Even the lenders will charge you 20% down. We don't need 20%.
Nope.
But I want 10%.
Yeah.
$100,000. Now, let's take this house that we just bought. We put nothing down and got a $500,000 house. I'm telling you, you can put nothing down and get a $1 million house.
Yep.
All right, believe it or not. Come to Papa, you'll believe it very soon. Now, what if I get a $1 million house and I get my $100,000 down? It's $100,000 in my bank account minus what closing costs I pay.
Yep.
$100,000 on one deal. How many of them you got to do a week? But you got to get to those markets in order to get them to come to you. So that's your selection criteria in here, especially as cheap as it is to mail to them. And that's what I'm buying, of course.
Yeah.
Now, I still want to know, I'm going to start from scratch. I got the house. I'm looking for a tenant buyer. What's the first thing I go to on here?
And so this is all through Facebook. So what I did, like, we got the house. I got some I actually found, since she just bought the house 2 years ago, they still had the photos on the Zillow page when they staged it. from the original sale. So I just stole those photos, and that's what I put in the video, and that's what I used as the ad for the pictures and the ad, basically.
I got it.
Yeah.
You posted the video.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to see the video.
Yep, it is right here. And I did take this off. I couldn't find the newer one, but I took the address because you told me you don't put the address on there. So
It's a $500,000 house right there.
can they hear that?
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's nice. So we don't have furniture in the house.
Not right now, no.
You disclose that to them, right?
I do tell them before they go out there that in the house that we need to take the furniture out.
Okay. That's about fine. Still there. Guys, what you're watching is called a Matterport video. They come out and do this for you for about $400. And that will include a drone shot from above. You have that on.
No, I made this. This isn't the Matterport. I just took those photos and put them in a video.
This is good enough,
Yeah,
but took your time.
it did.
I'm in favor of
It
writing a
did.
check. Let the professionals do it. This is good.
agree. Yeah.
This is good. So you see, folks can see the inside of the house before they ever go to the house. And washer and dryers in it too, aren't they?
They are. Yep.
Nice pond behind it. Better view of it. This is a Matterport video that the seller I created.
Yeah. So that's how.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't see the rest of it now.
Oh,
No bank qualifying, bad credit, okay. That's in the ad.
yep.
That's perfect. That's what gets them to call, folks. That's what gets them to call right there.
And then you just click the link below, and then that's when the survey pops up.
Do it.
and-
Bring me to the page, website.
Oh, okay. I would have to put that over here. And then so this is the website that I created myself here.
Where's the details on this house that I can read?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Wrote, there it is.
Okay, is that all the copy?
Yeah. Well, there's a little bit more on the bottom. This is the main title here.
It's called Two Creek Subdivision.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, got bedrooms and baths, square footage, asking price $529,900. 3-car garage, covered patio on the water, no qualifying, poor credit, okay, phone number. If that don't get them to call, they ain't calling. All right, now we do name the price, but never the down payment or the monthly.
Then I put some photos down there, the same photos that were from that video, just so they have another site. And then basically, if they want to schedule a showing, I know most people don't scroll past here anyway, so schedule that. From here, it will take them to kind of here. And this is that first page.
Okay, what are you asking for there?
Name, phone number, email, and the property, city, state.
Got it.
And I don't know what's going to take me. I can.
So when they fill that in,
let's
now
see
you've
here.
got the information you need, but do you ask for the down and the monthly on it?
Yeah, it'll be next. Let me fill this in real quick, and then it'll take me over to the new one.
All right. By the way, your VAs will create all these pages for you. You don't have to do this. You have to furnish them.
Okay.
Photos, of course.
First question, how did you hear about our webpage? Okay. How soon are you wanting to move in?
Perfect.
What's your main motivation for looking for rent a home? Who will be living in the home? What's the gross monthly income for the household? What's the most per month you think you can afford to pay? A down payment is required to move in. What is the most you can afford to put down as a down payment?
Perfect.
How's your credit? Good, fair, bad, or ugly? What would you guess is your approximate credit score?
Okay, that's where you need to make it clear that you don't care if it's ugly. In fact, yeah. I shouldn't say
Okay,
this.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I'm about to say.
I do.
Truth is, the uglier it is, the better I like them.
Yes, sir.
The longer it's going to take them to qualify, probably.
I can add a little section right there that says credit does not matter. We just want to know for whatever. Or I'll put something there.
Something like that. Yeah.
Do you know what's preventing you from getting a traditional mortgage right now?
Good question.
Have you driven by the home yet?
Good question.
If selected, I understand that I am responsible for all maintenance and repairs. Okay.
It might be a little too early for that.
Okay.
Might scare some off. I don't know.
Let me
There's no reason to have it there.
Let me fill some of these out real quick. I just want to put something in here. I'll delete it later.
Take that out of there.
All right, put a thing. What's the most you can put down? We'll put there. Oh, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay.
I would put something after that.
What's that?
The terms will be determined by the amount you can put down.
Okay. Oh, okay. I can do that. Yeah. You know what's preventing?
Whatever that means.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yes, I understand. All right. Next question. Do you have any evictions, felonies, or repos?
Any eviction? Yeah. Well, see, that's too early to even ask that.
Okay. Take that out. Okay.
You're trying to get them a call. You don't need their life
All
story before they call.
Okay. Do you have any pets?
I don't even need to know that now.
Okay.
You got to get them interested in the house first.
When we contact your landlord or employer, what would they say about
I wouldn't
you?
do that either.
Okay. Best time to call to complete the buying process. Okay. What else would you like us to know? And then that's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Okay.
Remember, your VAs will do all that. In fact,
Yeah.
can you give them a link to come see this so they can let the VA take a look?
Yeah.
I want you to fix it first, though, and take those
Okay.
questions
Well, the
out of
survey, I can give them my page and then they can take it from there. I just don't want a bunch of people submitting their leads to try to get through the surveys because that's going to screw things up. But I can get you the questions from the survey after I fix them. I can somehow, I don't know
And
how
there's
to get it to
a
them.
good
but
example of
yeah.
what your ad should look like
Yeah.
as well. I mean, frankly, that's all the language you need in your ad right there. Not unless you got something else you want to, like beautiful backyard pool or something like that you want to add there. Remember, the purpose of an ad is just to get the phone ring, not to sell anything. It's just to get the phone ring. You do the rest after the phone rings. It's going to Pat Live 24 hours a day.
Yep.
And then actually, this is going to your websites. So
This number is going to Pat Live, but if they do the
phone
survey, it
number.
would go to the, yeah.
But that 24 hours is important as well. They need to know it's 24 hours. That tells them in their mind they're not talking to a human being, and that's good. Poor credit okay is good. No bank qualifying is all. So that's a great ad, actually.
Yeah.
Just like the one in my book. Huh?
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
I did put a little bit
But-
more details
but-
down here about the property details,
But
and
they're
just a
going to
couple
have to tell their
things,
VA
but- Yes,
what this looks like.
exactly.
This-
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do they get it?
How do they
How do they get to this to send to their VA?
It's the website here. It's roadtoown.com.
Road to Own?
Road to Own.
Write that down, guys.
It's right here in the thing. If you need it, just take a screenshot.
You
of
want
that.
to do every single one of these before you put the house on the market. Because today people want to go see the house before they go out and look at the house. And you, don't overload this thing. That's something people make a
Okay.
mistake of doing. You're just trying to get them to contact you. Then you can send them all the information they want. In this case, Pat Live is not involved unless they make a phone call. This should have another way to contact you.
Um,
Think?
like another number just to call me directly, or
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I can add that somewhere on here. I probably put it in the corner here. If you'd rather speak to me directly or something, I can
And
put a
then you
number.
should have an email address.
Okay, can do that too.
And the phone number should say
usually-
text or call if you got another one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any of that here, but I can add that. It's easy. That's easy to add. Okay.
All right. I
Cool.
can see why that ad's getting a lot of calls.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great house.
Yeah. Well, it's a great ad. too.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of what I've been doing on that side. And again, the Facebook ad is the pictures are just those pictures, are just the pics from here that I just put. I just want to see which one tests better because I heard videos are really recommended.
All
And
right.
I wanted to give it a shot. So.
Another thing, guys, do not go out to the house with your cell phone and take pictures to put on the internet. That's a good way not to sell your house. A professional needs to go out there, professionally photograph it, professionally see, this one doesn't have the tour of the house. You know what I'm talking about? You walk around the house. Matterport, Matterport is who they call, or whoever's in your city that does photography for realtors and the like. There's a huge difference in those photos.
Yes.
Don't get cheap on this one. And that's the photos you want to put on this page, let your VA do it for you. And then that copy right there, adapted to whatever house you're trying to get tenant buyers on. And then you better make sure you're set up to take the inbound response. Okay, he's getting them to come from online, so they're going to his website. Everywhere you're marketing where you're not online, and you just give them the phone number that goes right to Pat Live, period. All right.
All right. On the
So,
seller side,
Wait a
unless
minute.
you want to stay here.
What did
Okay.
it cost what are you spending on this one on, where's it at? Facebook?
Facebook and only Facebook right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even doing Google
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to be doing Google soon. Mike.
Yeah. We had the call yesterday, kind of on board and stuff. So it should be ready. They said give them about 14 days to set everything up. So hopefully.
So can you see why as soon as you get this thing launched, you're going to start getting calls?
Yep.
Today, well, this one ain't free. This is.
Yeah, these are small pay. This one we're spending, I think, $10 at $5 a day or $10 a day. Let me see. Yeah, $10 a day
on Facebook
for the tenant buyer, and then $10 a day for seller side. Which
you won't be running this very often, Bill. You'll have plenty of tenant buyers to pick from.
Yep. And on the seller side of it, I can quickly go over that real quick. Very similar. We were doing a couple nationwide, but I didn't. I kind of took that off recently. Let's see. Let's go. For so far this month now, when you do seller side and you're doing your local market, you're not going to get near as many leads as you would for tenant buyers. So just to be prepared for that. But so far this month, we've gotten 3 leads from Facebook.
From sellers?
From sellers, yes, at a cost of roughly $20 for one and $40. Instagram, $40. Facebook's $20 a lead right now.
God, that's cheap.
Yeah.
That is dirt.
Let me go all time here.
So in other words, there is no reason why everybody shouldn't be on Facebook.
Since we started, this has been maybe for the last month, let's say, we've gotten 23 leads from Facebook at $48
a lead. Jeez,
that's what I was telling you before. I know we used to run the newspaper ad. I do think this is the 100 times better than a newspaper ad, because you can spend relatively same amount of money, but I can take lists from Dreams and target that specific list with my ad on Facebook, and the algorithm only gets stronger as you use Facebook more and more. It's because the algorithm's job is to make sure this ad gets clicked.
Yeah.
So as soon as it starts seeing who's clicking the most, and it says Ron likes to wear white shirts, keeps clicking. So everyone else who has white shirts, for example, I'm going to put that ad in front of them. And so it just gets better, and your leads get better and better. So if you're going to do Facebook or Instagram, don't just put it on for 30 days and then kill it. You're just wasting your money.
Got to start all over.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep it on there.
What you're really taking, it takes about a 90-day period to
Yeah.
get this thing functioning properly, no matter who's running them. Look, we hire people to do our Facebook, and that same thing. It takes 90 days to get it up and running. But I mean, it's 90 days before you get any leads.
Yeah.
It just means that they're going to get better and better and better. And you develop your own budget. $10 a day is a good starting point.
Yeah. I would even say $5. You can $5 a day. You could get between 5 and 10 leads a month, honestly.
Be very careful that you don't spend any money on leads till you know what to do with them when you get them.
Yep.
All right. You're going to waste the money. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to wonder why this ain't working for me. You work for Adel. Why ain't it working for me? The answer is you're not listening very closely. And you're going out and implementing whatever you want to, and you're leaving out the big key ingredients here. First thing starts with training. I hate to keep telling you that, but I am telling you everything we're doing here is irrelevant if you don't know what to do with the leads when you get them.
Yep.
So you just identified 2 things that everybody ought to be doing. Ads on Facebook and doing cheap direct mail to targeted lists.
Targeted lists. Yep.
Exactly.
That's it. And on this one here, for the content, I created videos with AI kind of script. You could do Ron style and just go in front of a house and say, hey, we buy houses for cash and blah, blah, blah. But I chose to kind of make the videos a little bit more.
All right.
I didn't want to do that.
Show us your ad. Show us your ad to sellers.
All right. I'll show the ads to sellers. I have several of them. I'll just show kind of my top ones and see what you think.
Imagine selling your house at full price.
Can you hear that? Yeah.
Without having to fix a thing or deal with constant phone calls. With us, you can. We buy houses on your terms, whether that means payments over time or an upfront cash offer. No need to clean up or repair anything. Just take what you want, leave the rest, and move on with peace of mind. We handle the details so you don't have to. We understand every situation is unique, and that's why we offer flexible solutions that fit your needs. Skip the hassle and get the price you want. Interested? Click the link here to find out more.
So something like that.
Hey, you know what you missed?
What's that?
You don't have to be out of the house when we close.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. How'd that thing get created? Is that AI? Huh?
Yeah, basically. I'd never created a video in my life until like 60 days ago. So
AI created.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, John, did you find my songs?
I'm giving this a minute.
All right. Tell me when you're ready to play one. I've got 2 songs written about me.
Oh.
Sort of. AI did the whole thing. You're going to be impressed when you see these songs. Somebody did it for me. All right. How many ads you got out for sellers?
Two different well, all these videos, how Facebook works, you can take up to 10 images or videos and up to 5 different texts and headlines and titles, upload them all to Facebook. Facebook will rotate each video and text and picture to find out which combination is getting the most action.
They report which one's working the best.
Correct. And it automatically does it. So the one, if this video, for example, the one I just showed you, we're getting 60% of the question or 60% of the clicks, it's going to heavily push that video and that text and that headline that's working. And the other ones that aren't working, it's just going to not show for you.
That takes a little time.
Correct. That's the 90-day period where it's kind of testing all your ads and testing your words and your language to see which one's actually performing. And when it finds the ones that are, it's basically going to disregard the other ones and focus on the ones that are working. So,
and when it starts working, if you need more leads, just ramp up the amount you're going to spend.
That's
on
why
the
I love
ads.
it. If you're going on vacation or you want to, I have had some students do this and start off with $20 a day, which is pretty aggressive, and he got swamped and they had to turn it out. I said, don't turn it off, just turn it down to maybe $1 a day. So it's still running until you catch up, and then you can increase it. That's why I love the Facebook. You can increase, decrease, turn, pause a little bit when you want. So,
and
You got the songs, Ron.
okay, let's play one of them. All right, you guys, here you go.
All right, this first one is a AI generated country song about Ron LeGrand.
Okay, now turn it up loud for 10.
Well, there's a man named Ron LeGrand in a shiny pickup truck. He'll knock on your door when you're down on your luck. With a smile and a handshake, he'll ease your mind, turn that old rundown shack into a gold mine. Got a keen eye for deals and a bit of that southern charm. From a one-bedroom house to a sprawling old farm, with cash in hand and a promise in his heart. He'll flip that house, give your life a fresh start. He's got a keen eye for deals and a bit of that southern charm. From a one-bedroom house to a sprawling old farm, with cash in hand and a promise in his heart. He'll flip that house, give your life a fresh start. Cash for your castle, he'll take it off your hands. From the paint chipped walls to the weathered old lands. With Ron LeGrand, you'll get a fair trade, turning dreams into reality. One house at a time, that's how they're made. Saw him at the diner with blueprints on the table, telling the waitress stories of a home now stable. Every broken window, every crooked door is just a stepping stone to what's in store. He's got a crew of workers, loyal and true, turning wrecks into wonders just like they do. They haul off the debris and bring in the new. With Ron at the helm, they know what to do. Cash for your castle, he'll take it off your hands. From the paint chipped walls to the weathered old lands. With Ron LeGrand, you'll get a fair trade, turning dreams into reality. One house at a time, that's how they're made. Cash for your castle, he'll take it off your hands. From the paint chipped walls to the weathered old lands. With Ron LeGrand, you'll get a fair trade, turning dreams into reality. One house at a time, that's how they're made. That's how they're made.
That's all AI.
Thank you, John. That song created totally AI. That voice is made up. That is no person. And the music and everything was done by AI.
Wow.
And there's another one. We'll play it later.
Yeah.
Got time. It's pretty cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. John, I want them now. I want both of them. Don't forget to send them to me.
All right. So that kind of goes over the Facebook.
Hey, you know what? I should put that on YouTube and then put an ad right below it.
You should. Yeah. We do have a few questions here about what we've talked about. Dr. Larry's asking, why are you advertising on Facebook for tenants when you can use Marketplace for free?
Well, you definitely want to use
Yeah.
Marketplace for free.
Yeah.
And you may not even need to run ads on Facebook, but on the other hand, for the amount of money it costs,
Yeah.
let's get these people, let's get flooded with tenant buyers, and this gives you a chance to get more money out of them, because, I'm always looking for the one that has the most money.
Yeah.
That's what determines how hard we want to follow up on them, period. It's that simple.
And I'd say that, on the Facebook ads are priced out by impression, meaning how many people have seen your ad. So far this month, for the last month on the tenant buyer side, I've had over 25,000 impressions, 25,000 different people have seen my ad, and it's reached 9,000 different people. I don't know if you're going to get that kind of traction on Facebook Marketplace. So that would, to answer your question, just like Ron said, to get more eyeballs on it, basically.
Yeah, and we haven't even added Google in there yet.
Yeah.
Remember, Google is where people are searching for something. Those should be better leads than Facebook, but I've heard both sides from students telling me which one is better. As cheap as it is, my God, I used to spend $5,000 a month just on advertising to sell houses in the last century.
Gary, how much of the questionnaire is typically filled out with your questionnaire? If they are filling out, how do you collect? If they are not filling out, how do you collect the info? So I can get you an exact percentage. I don't have the exact percentage, but very few get through the whole survey. I'd probably say 10% people went through it, less than that. And
Too long. Shorter the better.
Okay.
Just take everything out that you don't need to know until you get them on the phone.
All right. How would I collect it if I didn't get it? Then you just got to get your VA to get on the phone with them. Not poor credit, but credit challenge buyers. I don't know if that's a question. All right. How can we see your ad?
No, we like poor credit.
Well, using personal.
Remember, it says good, fair, or ugly.
Tom asked a good question here. What about Facebook Marketplace? It works well for me using my personal page to draw back. I wouldn't, as far as Marketplace or any ads, it's all done through a business page. So I don't use my personal page either on any of it. Is there a way to get the replay? I think they covered that earlier. They'll be sending it out. If you are registered for the event, they will send you the recording. It's in about a week. If you're on YouTube or any other site, then you need to register for the event at ronlegrand.com.
Speaking of events, we got that implementation power days coming up in February. That's where we spend 2 days, way deeper into this than that. Plus bringing you current, because you're always learning new stuff about AI. 2 days in this room, actually getting it all on your computer. So when you leave here, you're set up and you're running, and all your systems are in place. And some of the, like ads on Facebook, for example, you can run those while you're here. And then we got somebody standing behind you to help you on your laptop. So, gotta bring your laptop in. You bring one guest. What's the dates on it? Anybody know? I know I just talked this morning, we got 7 slots left in that, and we're gonna put 20 in that one in February. And I do know if you're a master, it's only $500. It's $19.95 retail, but even our mentoring students get $1,000 off as well. So get on there and take a look at it. John, do you know the link to go do that and sign up for it?
It's on ronlegrand.com. It's on our event calendar here. I'm pulling up February right now. It is the 12th and 13th right here in this office.
There's a chance to come down to Planet Ron down here and see our office buildings and so forth.
Yep. All right. Bernardo asked, is there a way to finance the program on terms?
Which program?
Yeah. I don't know if he's talking about the Quick Start or he's talking about.
Yeah. You can finance the Quick Start. Get on the phone to our office, 800-567-6128. And you'll go through all the details and how you can finance it. And then we're not going to check your credit. I don't care about your credit. We'll require a down payment, but we'll make it suit your needs. We're interested in getting you in there, and I am getting the money.
All right. Those are all the questions as of now.
All right.
So I would like to, if you want to move on from here, unless you want to add something here, to the Go Club.
All right.
Just to touch base on it, we've kind of glossed over it here in the last couple of days.
Which
but
is part of the $99.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it is part of your $99. So I know a few people were asking questions on like, hey, where do I find the the assignment of contract? So this is how I use it. I would just type in the assignment in the search category. Maybe I spelt it wrong, which I did. And then there you go. So then you have the most recent. Hopefully we'll see assignment of contract here. Oops. Let me log in first. There we go. And then we'll usually have like some sort of PDF or Word. And then we can open up the assignment and see.
That's the one.
Here, and this is the newest version that you would need to assign a contract.
Look at that. You sit there and fill it out, or you fill it out by hand, print it out, blank, whatever. We're trying to do everything we can to keep up with the changes going on in the world right now, which is a daily quest. And this is brand new. Since they started passing laws about signing contracts, this does disclose that you're signing a contract and that you don't own the house. So let's go back there for a moment. Put land trust up there in the search box. Now, first you got to get under resources, right?
I'll just usually search here. Well, I can go.
Well, you don't. It'll take you wherever it's at. It's under resources.
Agreement and declaration of trust.
That's the trust agreement, yes.
Okay.
And then there's a deed. That's the only two parts of the trust.
Okay, so here is
Both of them are on there.
Declaration here.
Okay, perfect. That's it.
That's it. And then you wanted the deed, right? The warrant.
The warranty deed to trustee. California is a grant deed to trustee.
And right there, here.
There you go.
There it is.
Okay. What else you guys want to find on the Gold Club
Yeah,
site?
put some stuff on there. Purchase and sale agreements, one I always get questions on. So I want to do the purchase and sell agreement. So it's as simple as just putting in the search. We got different versions of the agreement, so make sure we use. You even got in Spanish. Okay.
I didn't know that. Really?
That's what it says.
I did not know that.
And here's our agreement.
That ain't Spanish though.
Oh, no. Okay. You want the Spanish one. I'm going to get the Spanish one for you.
I know what that one looks like. The Spanish one. How am I going to explain the Spanish one?
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, but here it is in Spanish. That's
I'll
right there.
I'll be darned. I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay. I learned something new here.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So again, just a hub for resources for training. There's tons of videos on here. I know I have students who say, I was listening to Ron's recordings on the Gold Club from a long time ago. I said, he has recordings on there? I said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm going to go find them.
I got hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
You want to know about something, and if you didn't find it on here, you just let me know and I'll create you a 10, 15 minute course on it.
Yep. And it's also, the calendar is also a good site there, just so you know what's coming up. We got the mentoring call. Looks like Wednesday, your mentoring call, the 29th.
And all of the mentoring call. Okay.
Yeah, the Q&A with Ron is
that's every week.
Yeah,
that comes out every Friday, comes into your inbox, and it's got several other things. It's about a 10-minute read that we send you every Friday.
We got the implementation days, the 12th and the 13th.
Yeah.
We got quick start, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and February there.
Yeah.
You want to touch base on the Gold Club points, how that works?
Yeah. Those gold points up there in the corner, every point is worth $1 to you on most anything that we've got that we control, and they add up quick. They add up every time you go on here and play around. The points are adding up. Every time you pay your dues, the points are adding up. And again, every single point is worth $1. So folks who've been on here for a while have got some pretty hefty points. I know there's one site on here with over 20,000 points on it. So that's all free. It's all part of it. So I want you to spend some time on here. There's so much stuff for you to see and use. And frankly, this is the database that houses the tools you're going to need to do your business with. Go over here to that left column. I need to show you, is private lending site still on there?
Yeah, private lender website.
Punch on that. We have the website built here for you that literally tells your private lender prospects what that's all about. And what it's, explains the good and the bad, the ugly of being a private lender. And then it asks them, move it up a little bit, and I'm going to show them what page to go to. All right, you see that page there with the red arrow? That's the one you want to open. And in fact, let's go ahead and open it, because there's a recording on there. So it says, here's a safe alternative to your stock market. That's the purpose of that page right there. And then,
Ron and Adel, if you came to this site looking for a high rate of return on
what
your
the heck is
invested
going
capital,
It's just a reverb here, but I was just showing you the video. You wanted me to click on it, right?
yeah, I want you to click on the video. This is me, I think it's an audio, showing them what private lending is all about, and asking them if they want, actually, it's me doing, and then asking if they want to get some, a recording of what it's all about. It's a 17-minute recording that I did. And then, of course, it says, at the end, it says, please follow up with a person that gave you this and create a meaningful relationship. And I do not mention any interest rates in it. So if you got prospects that want to know what private lending is, you just send them to that page. Well, first you got to, actually you got to open the private lending site. Everything on the left, you got to open that before it'll bring you to the.
Yeah, I haven't created mine here, but I got to create the site there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What was that was me. What was I doing?
Oh, you were just going. I can keep playing it.
inside and outside your IRA or pension plan, you're in the right place. For a lot of years now, I've been using my capital and that of others to make private loans on single-family houses. And I've discovered that it's a whole lot safer than the stock market, and it's a much higher rate of return than most anything you can do in the marketplace. So if you're looking for a place to put a little capital and get a high rate of return safely, with a return that you can count on regardless of what happens in the stock market, just put your email address in right there and download it, listen to it, and it'll tell you what I've learned over the past 25 years about how to become a private lender, do it correctly, and it answers all your questions. And I'm sure that you'll agree by the time you get through listening to it that it is something you at least better consider, because it is the only place that I've seen in all of these years where I can put out a little bit of money and know that I'm going to get a high rate of return back and not have to worry about the volatility in the stock market. So go take it down right now. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. There's nothing to buy on this site. I have nothing to sell you here. So take advantage of it while it's up.
Iron, that's a good video. But it tells it simply, yeah. So that takes them to this site, and they just ordered the video of the 17-minute performance. That's great. So it's all done for you there. All right, go back to the other.
The resources?
No, well, yeah, on the left there.
Okay.
What else we need to send them to?
See,
affiliate. Did you know that we have affiliate relationships? All you do is punch on the affiliate, and it'll bring you to a page full of links, and that's not it. Where'd you go? Oh, there they are. Yeah. Okay. Each link is a tailored. It's only your link. You're the only one to get this link, and it's also tailored to a different type of product or service. When the customer presses on that, it comes to our sales page on whatever it is that you put in front of them. And if the sales page sells them the thing, then you get a big commission check from it, and you had nothing to do with it except put this link in front of them. It ain't gonna make you rich. But what's a little extra money
for sure? Yeah,
time to time
for really doing nothing but sharing the link.
Yeah, and we have a store on there with all of our products as well for your benefit. All right, go back to the home page again. Let's go make sure we covered everything we need to cover. I can't read it.
The edit profile, my account, affiliate login, private lender.
Yeah.
And then the top, we got training, resources, forum, calendar, and GC store.
Go under training for a minute. All right. First, you got to pick out your subcategory. Let's see. What do you want training on today? Pick something.
Let's see.
Land trust.
Let's see. We got affiliate marketing, business management, calling sellers, commercial property, internet marketing, residential real estate, virtual assistants, weekly lessons. Let's do weekly lesson. That's a
whole database.
Yeah, okay.
There must be hundreds of them.
Yeah, there's 445 different. What's on the calling sellers? There's only one there. Calling sellers live. There you go. Video below. Oh, that's me. Me and you. I was on here. Okay.
And Nick.
I'm sorry, Nick. So I guess it's the video of us doing calls or what?
Well, good morning and welcome.
This is a 50-minute video here, so I don't know. We're going to get
today. I know we're all over
started at 11, try to accommodate both sides of the.
Yeah, I think it's that calling sellers thing we did that one day.
All right, we're not
Yeah,
gonna listen to
yeah,
you.
yeah. It's just a cool forum here to find any videos, any resources, any documents you need. Basically, it's anything you could possibly want real estate wise. It's going to be in
It also
here.
comes with a monthly conference call for all members.
Yep.
That's where you send your leads and where you ask questions and tell us how you're doing and so forth.
I think
It's all part of your $99 package, folks, which you should strongly consider. Remember, you can get out anytime you want, but you're not going to get a better deal for $99 than this site.
This is unbelievable.
20 years in the making.
Not only this, but you also get everything we've talked about the last 3 days on top of that, right? So it's for the $99.
Yeah.
So
Includes the dreams, limited dream system.
mhm.
And once you're into the 99, then you can buy VA hours when you're ready. And you can't get RVA hours unless you're in at least the $99 level. Nick, anything you want to add to that? Or do we do?
Sorry, turn my microphone on here. Yep. Nope, that's it.
All right.
A few questions here if you want to tackle them real quick or.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Is the implementation power day in person or is there a virtual option?
No, it's got to be in person because
yeah.
we're helping you load stuff on your computer and somebody's got to be standing behind you to help you get it done. It's not virtual. Live. You get 10 times more out of a live event than you're ever going to get out of any virtual event. And plus you'll have a room full of people you need to swap cards with to create your own network around the country. Every time you come to one of our events, you should be doing that.
Can we get, that's from Tony, can we get an assignment of contract that's totally blank? There are some filled in fields on the one that Adel showed.
Was there?
I didn't check it hardcore.
Nick, do you know?
I didn't see any, but it's a Word document, so you can just delete it.
Yeah, you should be able to change it. It is a Word doc,
Yeah,
Tony,
There
so you can
shouldn't be
just.
anything in there. If there is something in there, we can edit that and get it out. But
How many phone numbers are included at the 297 level?
I mean, phone numbers.
Maybe he's asking about skip tracing. How many phone numbers can you skip trace? Maybe, but that's up to 10,000. So basically,
More than you're ever going to use, Tony.
Yeah.
you might be talking about the tracking numbers for sending mail.
Oh, you can buy them directly from the site, or if you have your own, you can insert the numbers there. But you don't get any phone numbers as far as tracking when you on any of the levels. Are the VAs through Pat Live?
No, Pat Live is not our company. We've been working with them well over 20 years. Remember, Pat Live is inbound calls only. RVAs are outbound calls only. So this is a reason for both of them. It's a totally separate company. And frankly, we don't get anything out of Pat Live. It's just a service we provided for you. So really, our VAs are as well. It's really not one of the big income streams for us. It's a service for you to help you. We're always looking for ways to help you make more money and do less work. That's why we're here today.
Hey, Ron, this is Kaz, and I'm the one who brought you the Spanish contract. Plus, I'm the one who told you that you are seasoned. Les and I will see you at the boot camp in February, implementation boot camp in February.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I did see the Spanish contract for the first time today. I don't know why I missed that. Thank you for your comments.
Yeah, Pete said he's interested in the affiliate program. Well, we just kind of walked you through that site, Pete, so kind of got the links there. Jennifer, I'm sorry you already answered this one. I had to walk away. What is the cost of the implementation power days? I'm in New York, but would like to go to one this year. And where in New York could Quick Start Real Estate?
All right. It's $19.95 if you are not in the mentoring program and you're not a master. If it's $1,000 if you are in mentoring but are not a master, and it's $500 if you are a master. And remember, that's for two people. Two people in your business or in your family. One plus you makes two. All right.
All right. Lewis was asking again.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I only got 7 slots left for February, so if you're going to that, you make sure you take care of it today. It's a hell of an event too.
I mean, it's by far been my favorite one so far.
Yeah.
What do the numbers, again from Luis, he was asking how much the numbers cost. I think it's $20. I don't know if it's per number or for unlimited tracking, but when you're doing your direct mail campaign, just click on buy tracking number. And I think it's like $20, but again, I don't know if that's
$20 for what?
phone numbers to use to put in
No.
your mail.
Pat Live will give you 6 numbers when you sign up.
He's talking about, okay, yes, sir, I'm sorry, yeah.
They'll track the calls that came through
Yes,
those numbers so you
yes.
can see what's working best. Inevitably, you're going to need more than 6 because you need one number for every media that you use to determine whether that media is working or not. So if you don't know where your calls will come from, you're never going to know what to stop and what to ramp up. For example, if I'm sending postcards out, that's one number. If I put a sign on my car, that's another number. If I'm running ads on Facebook, that's another number. So you'll know where your calls are coming from.
Yep.
Phone numbers are cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
cheap.
Follow-up question from Brian, are the profit dial numbers still available? Yes, they are. That was all the questions there.
All right.
That's kind of all I had to cover, to be honest.
That's all you had to cover?
Yes, sir.
All right, you sure? Take another look at that. If we got any more questions, get them in there right now. Right now, because we're a little early here today. I told you from the beginning, we never done this before, so we didn't really know how to plan. When I first looked at this, I thought, how are you going to get all that in? So, oh, incidentally, we need to tell them now that you're going to spend more time on the Facebook ads, on the Gold Club call.
Yeah, if you're part of the Gold Club, Dreams $99 level, you should get an invite to the group call.
I know what, you didn't show me that. Oh, you did show me that.
Yeah, we did put that both ad buyer and seller ad.
Okay.
I can do a quick little hour lesson on Facebook, how to launch a Facebook ad. During that 1 hour, at least get you a good base, and then you still got to create the content, set up the page and whatever, but at least you'll know how to set up. It's really, really simple, honestly.
Of course, if you get here in February,
Yeah.
or the next one in April,
Yeah.
you're going to set it up before you leave here. And in fact, before you leave here, you're going to set up your Facebook ad and or your page if you don't have a page.
Yeah.
Because look, I know how important that is to you old geezers, because I'm one of you. I don't want to do any of this stuff. I delegate it. You know, do the same. So bring whoever you want to delegate it to when you come to this thing. And you know, if you're good and you don't become a problem, we might even buy you dinner that night. I'm not promising you that.
And if you are coming, make sure I would recommend, if you are coming to the IPD, to come prepared with a business page already made. Maybe have your ad already made too, so we could actually physically launch it here and get it active, as opposed to you just kind of watching me do it. So
and don't even think about coming to this if you're not in at least the 297 level of this, because you'd be wasting your time, honestly, and taking somebody else's seat. You got to bring your laptop so that we can put all of this stuff on there for you. And you know, you should be going through that whole thing and have your questions ready before you come here, and do what you can even before you come here. You got plenty of time right now. And on top of that, he does, if you're in a mentoring program or masters, he does a weekly call at 2 p.m. on Thursday.
usually Thursday is 2 p.m. We'll get back on track with that next week.
And you're going to be seeing us add a lot more calls for you. What the meeting was about today, and we're coming up with a new mentoring program, and I'm going to shut up right there because I might tell you something that's incorrect.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. Got a lot working on this year. Got a lot of stuff coming up.
Couple questions rolling in
touch
here.
with us.
Jennifer asked, what about the quick start in New Jersey? Is there a location picked yet?
No.
No.
That
Okay.
one's when?
I think it's the end of the year, if I remember correctly.
No. LA is the end of the year.
Okay.
New Jersey is in the spring.
Let me see.
Might even be April. No, we haven't got the hotel picked yet, but you'll certainly be notified.
Yeah. Okay. We have Dreams Pro and are unable to sync so that everything is the same on both of our computers. Is there a way we can fix it? It should be under one account. So unless you have two separate accounts, it should be the same.
But even if they go in and one of them is using it, the other one may not be able to use it simultaneously with one account as well.
Maybe, but they're saying, I guess he's doing, it's from Les and Kaz. I guess Les is doing something on his laptop, and then Kaz gets on her desktop, and she's saying she's not seeing the same thing. But it's, as long as you're logging into the same account, it should be.
But can two people log in at the same time?
I don't know about that.
Nick,
I believe so. I believe you can. I mean, if you're talking like real time to where as soon as you make a change, she would see it like instantly. I mean, that's not going to happen. You would have to refresh the page. But like they should be the same. Like if you make an update to a property in your CRM, and then she goes and clicks on that property after you clicked update, then she should see the updates there.
Okay, but I didn't answer, I don't think I answered my question. Can both of them get on at the same time and see the same screen?
I believe so.
Why don't you find
I haven't
out?
tested it, but
But better find out. That's a good question, actually.
Okay.
I mean, worst case, you could hook your TV up to your computer and both of you are sitting at the same place at the same time, but that may not solve the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. As long as on the same account, you may have to refresh the page, or like Nick said, but they should be able to. But yeah, I can find out.
By the way, when you sign up for Pat Live now, don't forget you want, one account for buying and selling. You must tell them that. And just picture this now. They'll set up on your page with your questions, which I've got in the manual right there. So when the call comes in, they'll ask them right up front, are you calling to buy a house or sell a house? And then they'll punch the button to that particular page to ask the questions. It's all on one account. And again, they give you 6 phone numbers, and you can buy more. I think they're $5 a month, if I'm not mistaken. And you probably will need more than 6, because you could easily use 6 just with the media to buy houses, and more with whatever you're going to use. In other words, that ad that he showed you a while ago with a picture of the house in it, that's one number right there. So you'll know where that call came from. Yeah. But you don't need to buy all this stuff until you're ready to use this stuff. The 297 program here needs to be right now if you're going to do anything. Honestly, if you're going to actually start building a business, you need to be in that program. Or you don't get a website and you don't get a CRM. And you've got more list to mail to as well. So, I can bring you to bear. You got a skinny.
Tom's a bit confused on the best way to save a seller list that I build on Dreams Pro. I think you export in Excel, then save it. Now, you can do that. You can export the list, but can you bring my computer up, John, please? If you just daily deal alert. So as soon as you get your search criteria, that like what you want here on this page and all the pain points or whatever one you pick, then we'll see results. And then you just hit that deal alerts, daily deal alerts here. Then you're going to save your search under something. As soon as you hit save, it's going to save your search, and it's going to send you the emails at the same time. So if you want to find all of your saved searches, you just scroll down here, view all, and you'll have all your saved searches here. So again, daily deal alerts, label, save. Then you'll start getting the emails for that criteria of that list, and along with your saved searches will be here under saved searches. Connie, what is implementation power days? How can I benefit?
Well, I did cover that a while ago. I'm not sure she put the question up before or after I covered it. But literally, it's 2 days of you coming here with your laptop and somebody else with you want to implement to, or just coming with you. And we're gonna make sure all the stuff we just talked about is up and running and you know how to use it. We're also going to create videos in the room that you can put up on YouTube for free. Then we're going to create ads for buying houses and make sure they get on your for free. And if you want us to, you can literally start buying media on Facebook right here while you're in the room, and you'll start getting calls before you even get back home. Yeah. That's assuming you got a website set up now. And we do that for you as well when you're in the 297 level and you want to make sure you get that done well in advance of coming here. So you do whatever you can till you get here, and then we're going to plug in the rest. And when you leave, you're going to be totally systemized and probably have already leads that you have to follow up on. Incidentally, if we generate them here, we'll even call them here. We'll have him call them here.
I'll do it. Huh? I look forward to it. Actually, I like calling leads who reach out to us. Those are the best leads to talk to.
And the truth is, they need to be contacted immediately after you get them anyway. So there's a good chance we can get you guys some deals while you're here. As long as you read the fine print and we get 20%.
Yeah. Each. No.
Each, yeah.
When your VA fills out the property information sheet, where are those updated posted? Still REI Black Book or where in Dreams Pro?
We're not using REI Black Book anymore. We gravitated away from it. If you're using it, you need to let us know and we'll upgrade you to this. And then you're all in one system. And, again, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. You can really get confused out there trying to piecemeal every little thing of this thing, and especially try to get it to work together on one system. I would advise you, if you're using other things right now, ask yourself, am I really using this thing that I'm paying for? If I'm not, it's an easy decision. Get rid of it and apply that money to this system. And also, you got to ask yourself, if does this system do what that thing does? And that thing's got to be important enough to make you not want to get rid of it. There's very little that anybody can offer you that's not within this system here. So those are business decisions you got to make. Some of you are going to save more money than this thing even cost you and get the same stuff out of it. And we got a lot of things on here that are not on other people's systems as well. And we're not done yet. All right.
Okay. Can the software be loaded on an iPad Pro? I would say yes, but probably going to be best results to use a laptop or desktop, honestly.
It can. I've got it on my laptop.
Yeah, it definitely can.
I mean, my
yeah.
iPad.
Yeah. When are you looking for a wholesale property? Oh, he already asked that. Do you prefer a high equity, low equity, free and clear, upside down?
Yeah.
We answered that one already. Are the results displayed from a search in the Dreams 99 program the same as the results displayed in the 297 program, or is there more detail in the 297? What types of details are provided in the upside down filter? No, all the data is the same, whatever level you're in, you're going to get the same list. So if I pull a vacant, and if I have a $99 option and I pull vacates in Jacksonville, I'm going to get the same vacates if I had the 297. So I think that's what you're asking. And what are the details provided in the upside down? Same details that are provided with any other property. Keith, I'm signed in on 2 computers. The saved info is all the same, but each computer can be working on different searches. Okay.
Well, that's
so
good
Keith
to know.
answered the
Thank you for
question.
that.
Yeah. Thanks, Keith.
Appreciate that.
I have REI Black Book because my VA suggested it. I am on the 697 level of Dreams Pro.
I'd like for you to tell us what VA you're talking about and how long ago you had that conversation, because that's all changed right now. And we have a 697 level right now, but we're trying to decide, what we can add to it or take away from it or whatever right now. So if you get into 697 level now, which you are, then you're already going to be in that level when you switch over. Because I can tell you that if you're in it now, you get VA time with it. But we're going to try to lower the price and give you a lower option that don't have VA time in it. You should call in and find out what your options are on that. But I want to know what VA told you to use REI Black Book, because they're all fully aware we don't do that anymore.
Which one, VAs or Pat Live, which is priority to get started?
Well, that depends. When are you going to start driving in phone calls? Pat Live should be set up before you do. Remember, these 2 different things. The VA does all the work for you. Pat Live only takes inbound calls. So if I get the VA first and I'm getting these ads out there and I'm getting my phone numbers in there, I got to have Pat Live. I don't know which one's first. I would say probably VA, I guess. But then again, what are you going to do with the VA if you're not going to have the phone calls go to Pat Live?
Yeah.
And I know you're saying right now, well, I'm okay. I can take the phone calls, not a problem. And I'm saying, don't buy that for a minute. In other words, are you up 24 hours? Pat Live is. Are you always in a good mood when they call? Pat Live is. Do you, are you ever driving down the highway or eating dinner at a restaurant and don't want to take any calls? Pat Live don't eat and they don't drive. Taking calls 24 hours a day. And when you take the call, do you have a property information sheet in front of you? No. Pat Live has their script in front of them. For $200 a month, you get all inbound calls from buyers and sellers taken out of your life. And if that's not worth $200 a month to you, go ahead and do it yourself. I promise you, you're going to find out you're losing deal after deal after deal because you want to try to save $200 measly a month. The less I do, the more I make. And you've got to get out of the mindset of doing everything yourself and into the mindset of delegating everything you possibly can, or you're never really going to grow this business. I mean, I hate to tell you that, but this needs a village, and your village is all outsourced, and they're all very good at what they do. I learned a long time ago, let people do what they do best and get out of the way so I can do what I do best. I generate deals. I don't need to do all that grunt work, and it's all grunt work. Delegate, delegate, delegate if you want to grow.
All right. When will Dreams have phone system for calls and text?
Nick, I don't know the answer to that. I don't even know what the question is.
Well, he wants to know when the CRM, are we going to be able to call out of it or text out of it anytime soon? That's how I took it.
I think you can text out of it now, can't you, Nick?
It integrates with a platform called smartphone.io that you can text out of, and I believe call out of too. It has a direct integration with that. That's SMRT,
And
like PH.
And I believe-
I think it's missing all the
Smartphone, SMRT. I got you. Okay. Yeah.
missing all the vowels. There's like SMRT,
and
PH.
he also said calling out of it.
Yeah, basically he wanted like, hey, I'm in my CRM, I'm going to my task for the day and in my contacts list, and I'm going to make my dials today. Instead of me having a dial out of off my cell phone, there's a button you can press that'll call out of here for you. You can just call directly from the CRM. You don't have to.
Is that already in there?
If you download that smartphone app, you can link it to the CRM.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Smartphone.io is SMRTPHONE.io. And it's an app basically to do all that kind of stuff, handle all your calling there. We did that because the regulations for texting have gotten so like that they're really stringent about it now. You wouldn't think so with as many spam texts as you get on your phone, but they are very stringent about it now. So we can't send text messages through the platform. You have to actually register your account and tell them what you're going to be using it for, and go through that. But smartphone.io makes it really easy to do that, and it integrates directly with your CRM in Dreams.
All right. Rodney, can the system be loaded on a MacBook? Yeah, of course.
So just to be clear, Dreams is a website. So if your device can access websites, then yes, the answer is yes. We're getting a lot of questions about different devices. It can be loaded on any device that can access the internet.
And to be more clear, the Gold Club site is a website and part of the Dream site. So you get both of them in the $99 package. You get a more enhanced version in the $297 package.
All right. She said she signed up the one with the VA. She said the VA told her to sign up on Black Book.
Mhm.
She said she signed up in December, and she did put the VA here, but I'm not going to put the VA on blast like that. So I will.
Well, why don't you write that down?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll talk to Jennifer about it. Yes, sir. Ben, you just need to export your REI Black Book leads into your Dreams Pro account, and then you may cancel or end your REI Black Book account, correct? Anything else to do before closing the Black Book account? Yeah, I would say you would just need your leads, any reminders or notes maybe you want to take note of there. But yeah, basically your leads information would be the bulk of it, I'd imagine.
And if you don't know how to do that, we can help you with that.
Yes. Do we get the driving for dollars and the free driving for dollars and comps with the $99 package? The comping, yes, and I believe you get and the driving for dollars. Yep, both with $99.
Explain what the driving for dollars is again.
It's just an app. As you're driving and you see junkers or vacant homes, and you want to just take them on your phone, you can hit a button on the app that'll save that address. You can even mail from the app, I believe.
Yeah.
You can mail it a postcard right when you're in front of the house.
Yep. And
keep on driving. So when you get back to the office or computer, you'll have a list.
Gives you all the information on the house.
Yeah.
And also you can even mail a postcard with a picture of the house on it. Well, I don't know that.
I don't know if they have it there, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, driving for dollars is a great way to start. Being low on cash or whatever. I did it for the first few months. You can collect a lot of houses and skip tracing it on the phone. A lot of people mail them that way and it's a custom list to you also. So
One of your best leads is an ugly vacant house with no sign in the front yard, which means it's not for sale until you call them. Because even the seller don't know it's for sale until you call them. Get some really good deals on those.
What does the VA do for us?
Oh my goodness. Just about anything you want done that they can do by phone or on the computer. Remember, they do not take inbound calls. That's Pat Live, but they do make the outbound calls. They do call your leads and fill out the property information sheet for you. And now they're even going to generate leads for you by pulling a list using your system and mailing to that list. which you can turn over to them to do without even your input, or you can give them your input. Be careful giving them your input. They know a lot more about what they're doing than you do. So in other words, it's even more turnkey now. You don't even have to generate the list if you want them to do it for you. Now, of course, they're doing it on your dime. You're getting charged for the minutes that they're working, but maybe that's fine with you because you don't want to do it yourself. And, we'll confess that when you're trying to create lists from this, you're just guessing at which is the most motivated seller. I mean, I'm sure they know more about that than we do. What's working for the rest of their clients.
Let's see. What is the cost of the VA hours?
The VAs are sold in blocks right now. Size blocks, is it, guys, I don't remember, 10 hours?
Yeah, it's $25 an hour.
Okay, so it's $250 for
10 hours. Yep.
10 hours. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do for you right now. If you get on there and first of all, you can't get a VA unless you're enlisted in 99, so you can do them simultaneously. And if you get 10 hours of VA service for $250, I will give you 250 Gold Club points. In other words, it's free because your points are worth $2 a piece. That's going to last till 5 o'clock today only. So you've got to be in the 99 or the 297. Tell them you want 10 hours. Tell them I'm giving you this deal right now. And you're going to get 250 Gold Club points that's credited to your account that you can use on about anything we have in the future. Can't use Gold Club points on VA service. Can't use it on the dues. Almost everything else you can use it on. Remember, it's $1 a point. So you're going to spend $250 and I'm going to give it back to you. That's what it amounts to.
All right.
Today only.
All right, Ryan, we're going to get the question, what if I just bought hours yesterday or this morning?
Bought your what?
What if I just bought hours yesterday or this morning or something like that?
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
We'll take care of you. Who should he contact, do you think, Nick?
Well, so usually, I know you sprung this on us today. I know usually when we do this, you can purchase more hours, and that they don't, they got 60 days to use them or something. So
I know, but right now, who should he contact to make sure he gets credit for the 250 points?
you mean if they ordered earlier today?
Yeah. Or him yesterday. Yeah, you got to get
That was
at
just an example.
least 10
question.
hours now.
That was an example question in case we get that question, because I know we get it every time.
Yeah.
He should contact our VIP services team.
Okay, 800-567-6128. It's on your screen right now. Tell them Ron said I can get 250 Gold Club points for free. But remember, you had to have bought at least 10 hours though.
Yep.
And you have to be in the Gold Club.
Right. Do we get a website and skip tracing with 99 package also?
No.
No. Skip tracing you can do, but it's 10 cents an address. So you can do it at the $99 level. You just got to pay whatever level you're in. Skip tracing is going to be 10 cents an address. The website though, you get at the $297.
But you can't do it at $99 level.
The skip tracing.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. You just got to pay for it. It's 10 cents.
Well, don't I have to pay for it in the $297?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the answer is yes, I can skip trace.
Yeah. That's what I
$99.
said. You just can't do the website.
All right,
That's the
okay.
website is the $297.
Right. They got to set this up for you, and they got to set up your CRM as well. Your website is not your CRM. That's two different things. So that's why there's a $500 setup fee at the $297 level, one-time fee.
Pete says, I need a VA. And I would agree with you, Pete. So give us a call.
If you're watching this, you need a VA.
Yeah.
Where you help them hard you think you're going to get without a VA doing all this grunt work for you. For example, when you get leads, you've got to call them and get a PI sheet filled out. I mean, I know you, and you've got to do everything you can to keep from calling them and get the PI sheet filled out. That's human nature. Then what happens to your business? No call and no deals, no money. So you want to delegate everything you can to somebody else. Therefore, it gets done. And then when you get that information, then you better not be putting off calling that seller. The quicker you get to them, the better. And again, that's a 2 or 3 minute call. I got to train you to do that one yet. Don't forget to come see Planet Ron here. I gave you a deal on the Quick Start School yesterday. Hope you take advantage of it. I got you down to $29.95, which is half the normal price. I gave you all those bonuses, which I'm not going to go over $6,000 worth of bonuses. And don't forget, I'm your transaction coordinator, no charge, and you get proof of funds, no charge, all with that. Plus you get me and Adel and Jay Connor live for 4 days, whichever month you choose to come, which I hope is February.
Yep. All right. My apologies. I missed the answer to the property information sheet question. When the VAs fill them out, how do we access them? So if you are using Black Book, then they're going to be in Black Book. If you're using Dreams, they're going to be in your contacts and under Dreams. The VA will put them there.
Yeah. Along with your other task, you got to do that day that you put in at an earlier time.
Yeah. Dr. Larry, how do you get the mobile app? Nick, do you have an answer for that? I think it's real.
The App Store. You go to the App Store, and it's called, let's see, the Lead Flow, I think.
Yeah, my phone's over there. Maybe this.
Yep, Lead Flow is the name of the app.
Lead Flow. Okay.
LEADFLOW.
Good question.
Yep, you download that, and then there's you'll have to sync it with your online, with your Dreams account, and there's instructions in the support portal, like step-by-step shows you screenshots of exactly what to do, what to click on to sync that with the app. That way it's connected to your CRM, and if you add a property to your CRM or you send out mail, like Adel was saying, when you're in front of the house, it's all linked to your Dreams account.
By the way, if you're coming to the Quick Start School, you got to generate leads. You don't have to, but you're going to hate yourself if you come to that school and you don't bring leads with you. We're sitting there doing deals for everybody else and you're not getting any. Yeah, that's not going to be a good feeling, okay? The more leads you can bring, we'll get them all called. And now think about this. In the past, most of the leads that came to us were people who went on Zillow and put their house on there. Less quality leads. But these leads you're going to get here are mostly people calling you. 10 times better than those. So I'm thinking if we can get you to bring some leads that you generated off of this system or other ways that people called you, you want to watch the deals flow right and left during that training event. And I hope some of them are yours. And we're going to offer you a mentor as well, which Adel happens to be one of during that event. So you got somebody, if you want to take us up on that, you got somebody to get out there and help you step by step all the way through this thing, buying and then selling and checking your contracts. I really don't want to see you take a contract to a seller without having your mentor look it over first. And sometimes they send them to me to look over because they're a little bit complicated. So we start with making a commitment to get trained and then making the appointment to get equipped here, and do whatever you can before you get there. And one of the things you need to focus on more than any one thing is generating leads. So you bring a stack of those, we're going to get you some deals. I could almost guarantee you if their sellers are calling you. And trust me, one of those will pay for anything you ever paid for your education here. Just one lousy deal. That's all it's going to take. And you're going to learn a lot about real estate you don't know. And it's going to change your attitude about real estate. And my goal is to change your attitude about how much money you can make in real estate. We get people coming to us all the time. They just come in and they don't think they're worthy. You know, nothing they've done in the past worked very well. I mean, blah, 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 blah. That has nothing to do with going forward. All you got to do is generate leads, call them, go get contracts on the ones that are asking you to come, and then put them on this thing and sell them for almost no charge on the line and get these great big checks. I used to have restaurants. I mean, I couldn't figure out how to sell a filet mignon for 20 grand. In fact, if you figure that out, you let me know. Okay. High overhead, small profit margin, opposite in real estate. Very, very low overhead, big transaction values. All right. Is there any more questions on there?
Yes, sir. Can a mentored student who purchased VA on 1228 get the points too?
Well, if you buy 10 hours of VA service, yes.
I guess she bought it 1228 and she's asking.
She didn't tell me she bought 10 hours of VA. She said she's in a mentor.
Either way, that's an offer for today.
Okay, got it. All right, fair enough.
So you can buy 10 more hours today and you'll get the 250 points.
That's right.
Yes,
that's correct.
Yes, okay. At the 297 level, after getting the website, do we have to disclose that you have a real estate license, and do you have to disclose that on the Facebook ads?
Yes. If you have a license, you have to disclose that you have a license. That's all you have to disclose. Any public advertising.
All right. Can you put the link to join Dreams, please? I guess somebody wants the link there. Or
Put the link to join.
they want just a link to sign up for Dreams.
All right, yeah, here it is. It's dreamspro.ai. Or if you got any questions, call that 800 number, 800-567-6128.
Thank you. Harry said, I'll be paying for the 4-day quick start school training today. So come and join us.
Is that a question? No.
No, he's just letting us know.
Okay, good. See you there, Harry. Bring leads, brother. Bring leads.
Pete says I should have brought leads with me at the boot camp. Yes, you should have.
Yeah, and I told you ahead of time you should too. So listen to Papa.
That was the last question comment there.
I can make the case if I come spend 4 days and bring a stack of leads. I can sleep all 4 days.
get some benefit for sure.
Let me get you deals. Of course, I ain't gonna let you do that.
Yeah.
By the way, don't think you're going to come and sleep in my class because I got a big squirt gun down there with water. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. People don't sleep in my class, though.
Yep. Well, it's been a cool 3 days going on through the.
Hey, so we done?
Yep. And then no more questions. I think we're finished up.
I honestly want your comments, please. Give me your comments. Good, bad, ugly. What do you think about what we've done here? Because we're always looking for ways to help you get more. And takes your input. And trust me, I look at this input and I make decisions based on it. So just give us your comments. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope to see you at a live event very shortly.
Ron's event to me is heads and toes above any other event. He always has good content. He has good speakers that he brings in. He doesn't let just anybody come in and speak. He always has good speakers.
It's great energy. There's a lot of people motivated and a lot of people that are getting motivated. You can just tell by everyone that walks up there and speaks that they're here to help with whatever they can. So it's really exciting.
So the content is a little overwhelming at first when some of the mentors have said to us, be prepared, it's like drinking from a fire hose. They are absolutely right.
It's just chock full of so much great information, first of all, and then just to hear testimonials from others who've been doing it as well.
It's awesome. The amount of information it borders on information overload, but it is so good. Every time you hear it, you just understand it a little better.
So the live on-stage phone calls where all the mentors got up on stage. Each mentor got about 3 chances, or whoever they can get on the phone. And it was raw, uncut, live calls. Like, anything can go.
You actually get to see fellow students work on properties that have the potential for you to purchase and make an incredible profit on.
Ron's an awesome guy. He's got the goods. It's not a flash in the pan kind of event. It's just rock solid meat and potatoes, good stuff all the way through.
He is so matter of fact. His teaching style is very to the point. There's no BS, but you learn really quickly that way.
He's the real deal. He's to the point, and he's been doing it for so long that it's like second nature to him. And if you just listen to what he does and what he says, then you'll do fine.
He seems sincere, he's honest, he's easy to understand. He has a sense of humor, so I enjoy his teaching.
Man, he changed my life, man, just off of the content that I've gotten, just listening to him. And I don't know too many people that can hold you in one place for 12 hours and you still be excited just listening to him.
He tells you exactly what to do, how it is. It's no baloney, I like that.
Everybody is just super nice, super helpful. They want to make sure that you're getting what you're needing.
Anytime we have a question, they're there to answer it.
Everybody's so helpful, and all they want to do is see you succeed, which is very good, and it's obvious too.
This event gives you limitless potential. You owe it to yourself to come and learn what this process is, because it will open your eyes and change your life.
just do it. I mean, save up the money. And if you're on the fence and this is something that you're interested in and you can see yourself doing, then you're absolutely right. You can absolutely do this business. It'll change your life. I believe it's changed mine.
If you're considering real estate at all, this event, you can get people that will walk beside you and help you become a success in this. 100%. You will do deals with these people.
You're going to make it back in one deal if you're passionate about it and this is what you want to do. To me, it's like a no-brainer, you know.
Just do it. Just do it.
I would tell someone to attend this conference because this is life-changing information.
There are a lot of fake gurus out there, and I feel like, Ron LeGrand is like the godfather of real estate. There's nobody better than him.
He knows so much. He's got the best training program. He's got the best mentors.
I have had people come to me from all walks of life, all professions, from brain surgeons on down to the unemployed. They all have the same issue. I need more cash flow in my life. I need to be able to retire and not have to worry about making money. I was the same way. I had nothing to work with. I was broke all my life.
Welcome to Mr. Ron LeGrand.
I got out of it only because I chose to get out, and I made the decision I wasn't going to live like that anymore. It's a decision, it's a choice, but it has to quickly be followed by action, or it's just another thought.
Breathe in deeply. Open your mouth.
If you don't attend a Ron and Adel conference, then the change that you've been looking for in your life, you will miss it.
If I just follow the steps they tell me, that success is assured.
Ron's strategies are straight to the point. He goes in, he lets you know what you need to do.
With the experience that I've had, that can give you the good, the bad, and the ugly.
It's the Great American Real Estate Summit, we call it. They all have one mission in mind: use real estate as the vehicle to make a lot more money and get wealthy, and as fast as possible, without using their money or credit.
Is that a good plan?
At first, I didn't believe what I was seeing. I'm a believer now.
The number one biggest killer of a career or a financial independence is located between this earlobe and this earlobe. It's called fear. And our whole objective is to help them get over that fear.
In terms of fear of real estate, I have no fears now.
This event is unique because we've assembled a very qualified faculty. In addition to me, they all do what they say, they have years of experience, and they got a teacher's heart. When we do this event, we create a massive networking environment where people can come and create relationships from all over the country, all over North America, that they would never have if they didn't come to this event. When they come here, a lot of them take money home with them because we give away a lot of cash at these things. But more importantly, we process their deals for them, and they go home. And we just don't even do deals that make less than about $20,000, and from there we go up.
And what makes it so different is he guides you A through Z, all the steps that are involved.
Because we do it right in front of their face so they can see how it's not that hard. We make live seller calls here. Once they see it happen in real life, they cannot doubt it anymore, especially if it's their deal we're calling.
They're walking you through it. They're essentially holding your hand through it.
People bring us leads. It's kind of a deal-a-thon.
Gene, I'm here with Bill, my business partner.
I was blown away by it. It was just amazing.
I want them to feel like they can do it. I want them to have hope, and I want them to have the confidence to go out and implement the few things they have to do to change their life.
I always wanted to be a self-starter, but the hump for me was the information, the tactics, the techniques, and just that last little push. So I came here to get over that hump, and I feel like I have, and I'm going to destroy that hump now.
When you don't have to think about money day in and day out, you are financially free. That's my definition of success. Quick Start Real Estate School is our staple event. It is our basic training. It is where people actually learn the art of buying and selling houses without using their money or credit. And it's the beginning of the training, but it's the training that actually launches careers, because they can leave that training and go out and start doing deals immediately. And then, of course, if they want, they can grab one of our mentors to help them for 6 months and lead them step by step through the process of getting checks. It's quite an intense event. I mean, it's 4 days long, and it's long hours because we don't end until 7:30 on the first night. But the last thing that happens on that first night is that we actually call live sellers. I mean, you hear both sides of the conversations on the phone, and we have some of our mentors call these sellers from leads that the students brought in. And of course, we have a daily feed of these leads into their Gold Club site every day, so we actually get the leads for them, call them for them, so they can bring them to class. Now when they bring them to class, our mentors get on the phone and create some deals. And this is a huge benefit because some of the people who bring those leads go home with deals and literally make more money off those deals than every training we could possibly provide to them. And on the second day, the afternoon, we get into the ugly house side of the business, which is wholesaling and rehabbing and buying junkers and that whole business. We cover that during that day. And then on the third day, we actually have a brand new video now of us. A friend of mine, Jay Connor, who's renovated over 420 houses, going out into the field and going through 2 ugly houses and then through 2 houses that he's just renovated. And we go through those with a fine-tooth comb, talking about what we'd fix, how we'd fix it, what would it cost. And by the time you're through, you get a whole overview of rehabbing houses. And one of the things, of course, we addressed hard is the actual cost of what it takes to renovate a house and handling contractors and the like. We even got contractors' agreements right in the manual. The manual's about that thick, and I'm updating it constantly with the stuff you will not get anywhere else. And then on that afternoon, we talk about raising the money, private money. And then I go into some entity structuring stuff. Entity structuring is tax reduction, estate planning, because that is a part of the learning process. It's one thing to go make money, but then we have to learn how to protect it, what entities to use, how do we take title to it, and how do we set up our estate so that our stuff goes where we want it to go. And the last day is spent on selling houses on autopilot. And I do mean autopilot. Automation is built into this entire event. It's part of the learning process, and we have it all set up so when the client goes home, they're ready to do business, not have to go out and find a bunch of stuff and put it all together. And one of the really cool things we do there every single day is we take all of these property information sheets that were called during the event by our mentors, and I discuss them. So we go over them every single day on what's the next step. In fact, we even get a contract for them before they even leave to take out into the field, because literally appointments are made while they're making the calls. Then I also have Jay Connor, who comes from North Carolina and done well over 420 rehabs, but he's also the expert on getting private money from individuals, not from loan sharks. Jay helps me throughout the event as well, and they sit down with students and they work with them and they help them overcome any issues that they have, and they give them guidance and how to build their business as part of the event. You know, one of the biggest things that people get out of this is they build a big old network of nationwide relationships, because people come from all over the country when we do this live, and they get to know each other and they grab each other's information, and that creates relationships that go on for years and years and years. I've seen it happen over and over. Plus, you know, if I want somebody in LA and I live in Jacksonville, I build my list, and now I can call on that list whenever I need to. And frankly, the students get as much from the other students as they get from the teachers, because some of the people in the room are doing deals, they're doing business, because we let people come back for free to this event as many times as they want for the first year, and very inexpensive even after that. So there's a lot of good quality people. I'm constantly updating the content of this event because things change, technology changes, and I think one of the biggest benefits is the students bring stuff to me. I learn as much from them as they learn from me, and as I learn it, I add it to the content of the class. And frankly, one of the biggest benefits of people coming to a live event is that they get to sit around and talk to the other people. And the other one is that I have full attention the whole time, and I never know what you're doing when you're watching virtual. I don't know what you're doing behind that. And we can't have any fun. I can't tell jokes because I can't hear anybody laughing. We've discovered that people learn 3 times more at a live event, and they'll have a whole lot more fun at a live event than they will ever have at a virtual event. But going forward, we will still be doing virtual events, and we'll have live events mixed in. And the good news is that once you attend a virtual event, you can come to a live event at no charge, and vice versa. So you actually can get to experience them both, and you don't have to wait for a live event to come up. There's just a couple of things that one has to learn to crack the code to really turn this machine on and grow it as fast as they want to grow it. And frankly, you're not ever going to believe how much money can be made in real estate until you come spend 4 days with the old guy.
there's a man from Florida. He's got a silver tongue, buys houses like king, sells them when they're young. Ron LeGrand's the name, and he's a millionaire's game. Teaches folks to wheel and deal without a dime to their name. Started off with nothing, just a dream and a heart. Turned a muddy plot of land into fancy works of art. With no banks and no loans, no credit checks in sight, just a handshake and a promise, and he'd seal the deal right. Oh, Ron LeGrand, the millionaire maker, he's got the secret to turn you into a taker. With no cash, with no credit, he'll show you the way to buy low, sell high, live wealthy every day. Now he travels the country, teaching all that he knows, from small town cafes to big city shows. Folks gather round, notebooks in their hands, learning from the best about flipping their own lands. He's got charm, he's got wit, and a twinkle in his eye. He'll make a believer out of anyone who'll try. With stories of success and lessons learned hard, Ron LeGrand, he's the real estate bar. Oh, Ron LeGrand, the millionaire maker, he's got the secret to turn you into a taker. With no cash, with no credit, he'll show you the